control the chat room. When you're down here now, you need a stream to listen to, baby. You wanna tell rock and roll and metal music? You're listening to Metal Maniacs. Got the bell in my heart. Yeah, 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 yeah. Listening to Metal Maniacs. Come on. We got the bell in my heart. Give a like and subscribe. We answer US questions in the chat now. Yeah! When you ask me, you come into the platform for real. Welcome to the show now. Yeah!
Hey, all you rock and roll fans out there. You are listening to Metal Maniacs with Dr. Brown and the Great YR. Yeah.
I love that.
Stream oh so bad. Me and the channel are very glad. Knowledge that'll set you free. The only one thing in the channel is very glad. Knowledge Dr. Brown. Call him Dr. Brown. Call him Dr. Brown. Come on. Yeah. Even though you're in on a string, you'll get knowledge of rock and beat. Beat metal coming through. Metal maniacs are funny to do. So baby, please come on your stream. Get the knowledge that you'll ever need. And then you will be young. The one dead in the channel is Dr. Call me Dr. Brown. They call me Dr. Brown. Dr. Brown. They call me Dr. Brown. Dr. Brown. They call me Dr. Brown. They call me Middleman. Welcome to episode 2 of Metal Maniacs featuring Dr. Brown. Dr. Brown, how you doing tonight?
Well, everything's going good, dude. How's it hanging? How's it hanging there?
Doing good. Tuning
Yeah.
up the instruments.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I was gonna. Excuse me. We're gonna probably talk about. Have you started pick up playing guitar yet? You'll probably do a little jam with your little 8-bit or with selected songs.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot better than what I got. I have to record some of my stuff on a tablet along with some drum beats on YouTube and to come up my little intros there, like I did with the Minnesota Vikings fans a year ago. Yeah. So I'm working on so right now probably when I get done with this show, and we'll probably come up with a couple chords. I have a couple in mind. I like to jot down and record.
All right. Are you gonna be on Monetize This tonight, or?
I'm thinking about it. Yes, I know that Mars Mirror is going to be on there as be later on tonight, and I don't know.
Wait, Mars is going to be on Monetize This?
No, he's going to be on his channel.
Oh, he's doing a program tonight.
Yeah. Friday Night Dynamite.
We'll probably we'll shoot. We might if we're still live while he's live, we may
Pop in
if
on there and say hi there.
yeah. If
Yeah.
not, we'll might hop on anyway because
Okay.
Mars is a big music guy. I don't know about his friend Nick, but I'm sure that he's a rock guy. I don't know. A lot of
Yeah, I
people in this
remember he
community
was.
are
Yeah,
rap fans.
I remember he was mentioned it a few times, talking about Metallica, Pantera, and I don't know if he ever met Vinnie Paul from the late Pantera drummer, because from what I understand, he moved to Vegas not too long ago.
Right,
I guess it was a couple of years before his death. I think it was.
right.
Yeah. So sadly, once again, but another one has left us, unfortunately, sadly. Yeah.
Another one bites the dust,
Yeah, according
as
to
they
Queen
say.
at least. All right, so the subject tonight, as we indicated in our in the in the position here, what am I talking about? In the description of our shows here, the continuing rising of ticket costs.
Right.
Concert tickets going up. I mean, you'll read all the stories, you read all the people, they'll complain about how much it costs for one fucking ticket to see either Beyonce, Lady Gaga, or other mainstream acts, and some established metal acts, like Iron Maiden. I remember last episode I talked about how much it pretty much costs about almost $200 for the tickets and the fees that come along with it. And this was for one ticket.
Well, I mean, look, there's all sorts of things to dive into just in the topic of concert ticketing.
Yeah.
A few would be, obviously how it's settled now, where it's a lot of it's online, printable tickets, or even through an app.
Yeah, it's
And back
true.
in the day, obviously, it was you could used to print it out in the 2000s. You could print out the ticket, and of course, hard copy tickets,
Yeah.
whether through Craigslist or eBay or stuff like that in the
Yeah.
2000s. And
And nowadays, yeah, you have to get a little code on your phone that's sent to your Gmail and such, and you show that instead of the actual ticket.
right, and the prices these days are
I know.
probably as high as they've ever
And
been.
I
Man,
was looking, and while we were having this discussion prior to this broadcast, I decided to take a little research on why the ticket prices are so extremely high nowadays. And when you look at most of the acts out there, the big acts, like whether it's Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Katy Perry, Pink,
yeah, the big acts, the big
yeah,
acts.
when you look, I guess, and it kind of sums it up basically. Most of this money that's from all these ticket prices not just go towards the backup bands, the road crew, but also spend a lot on the production costs of the shows itself. I mean, you got to have these big rigs, these set of lights, backup dancers, and basically the price of that one concert ticket is paying for their fees just as well. I mean, like Jennifer Lopez, all these Britney Spears, they have backup dancers. They just can't go out on their own self and dance by themselves with just a backup band in the background. No, people today's expect a show. They want to see they want to see some pizzazz. They want to see a Vegas show. I mean, someone like
Right,
MC Hammer used to do when he was running big and he was on tour. He had a whole bunch of dancers that I guess some of the prices of the tickets that would see him would go to their fees as well, their paychecks as well. Plus
right,
plus the security, the staff they have to hire for these shows, and plus the promoters and everything else. I mean, like I put in the Skype chat. I don't know if you saw it yet. It was yeah, check it out. See if you could find it there. I did it moments before we went on here as an example. It's right in the Skype chat right now as we
what
speak.
at the that bowl thing?
Yes, that thing, like that little thing there. It looks
Yeah,
that
I thought it
is.
was like WrestleMania at
I
first.
know. I'll say yes. Yeah, that's actually from U2's recent world tour. Believe it or not. And you see
Wait,
this
who?
U2.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
there was yeah, they put this massive stage set right there, and God knows how much it costs to have that whole thing made.
all right,
It could cost about the thousands, the millions, and I guess we all agree that most of the prices of the tickets is have been raised up, plus also to pay for that.
Well, they're getting millions and millions and millions and millions, but
Yeah, but also
this is
keep in mind that most of the touring they do is what really pays the bills nowadays. Now that since vinyl, cassettes, and CDs are becoming more and more scarce, people are now buying online and such.
right.
Yeah, so I guess touring is right now the big money maker for all these acts, metal acts included.
Well,
Mainstream.
most metal, you mean all rock acts these days. I mean, maybe even all music besides hip hop
Yep.
and some of pop is all about touring because they do the songs on the radio. I mean, you don't really hear new rock on the radio. You hear classic stuff, but that's
Yeah,
on a classic rock
I
radio,
know,
which
and
is
that's
rare.
yeah, but
So,
most of my yeah, and I described that issue with we'll probably dig into that later on this program. But most sadly, there are no more record stores. All the record store chains are now they have ceased to exist now. I mean, back in Michigan, we had Sam's Jams, we had Harmony House, we had Sam Goody, Musicland, all these record stores at all the malls we would go check out whichever cassettes we wanted to buy, whether it's an Iron Maiden or something else, whether it's an act like a Warrior, and it bothers us all because nowadays you have to look on either YouTube or Amazon or whichever web page you can find, to find this music.
right,
And let's not forget, most of the people out there are mostly downloading these songs for free because let's face it, sick and tired of paying 20 half we're sick and tired of paying three-quarters of a $20 bill for a CD of songs that we only know just one song from. But we have to put up with all the other songs that we just to get to that one song. Let me give you an example. You remember a movie called End of Days? It came out in 2000 with Arnold Schwarzenegger battling Satan himself.
no,
It came out in 2000. It was like a high action sci fi type of movie. I guess Schwarzenegger was supposed to be taking on this demon, or it's supposed to have been Satan himself. And the soundtrack included all these new metal acts, these Limp Bizkit wannabes and bands that we don't even care about, except for one song that really deemed more interest. The song "Oh My God" by Guns N' Roses. Now, keep in mind, it was not the Guns N' Roses we know and love. It was Axl Rose and Dave Navarro from Jane's Addiction and a couple of backup musicians. It had a more of industrial feel to that song. But but to the people who've been waiting for a new Guns N' Roses song for how long since the Spaghetti incident in '93, people would have to pay about $15 or $14 for a CD,
right.
just to get to that one particular song. Whereas on YouTube or all these streaming sites, like as the ones I mentioned, you can just find it and download it for free. So basically, all these companies like Napster, the pioneers of that, kind of like stuck it to the record labels with their shenanigans. So now bands nowadays, because of that, nowadays bands are now looking to do more touring, more performances, to keep their bellies fed, they'll pay for their families' meal and such,
Right.
and plus as I mentioned, all the stage setups, the payment for the roadies, the backup bands, the dancers if they have any, and
And
all the
Dr. Brown,
props.
Dr. Brown,
Yep.
ladies and gentlemen,
Mm.
Mars Mirror,
All
Mars
right.
Mirror. The Mars Mirror program will be live later tonight. Mr. Friday Night is back tonight. Mars Mirror and Nikki Knight live
Mm.
tonight later on.
Ah, I thought for a second he was joining in on the call.
No, just a little
Quit promo for the guy. Yeah.
quick prop up there.
Yeah, he must have
Uh,
he must have DM'd you to tell him to let him about his show, right?
no, I'm just you gotta shake the hand. of the fellow YouTubers in this community. You
Okay,
know,
I'll do that. Well, definitely,
go
definitely.
ahead and do a promo for Mars right now.
Okay, I will tell you. So I'll do a promo for Mars and Joe right now.
All right,
Don't
go ahead.
forget, after we're done here, folks, check out Mars Mira's Friday Night Dynamite on his channel, simply titled Mars Mira. And also later on tonight, about the 11:30 Eastern Time, it's Joe Cronin's Monetize This on either the Joe Cronin Show or Corrupted Nation. One of his channels, most likely be Corrupted Nation. Go definitely check it out tonight.
Dr. Brown is coming around the bend. I've been listening to nothing but like old Black Sabbath. I listened to Volume 4. You know
Volume
that
4,
album?
yes, that album, yes. And I remember you also talked about the Sabotage album, one of
All
the
right.
most meanest albums they did with Ozzy back then.
Really good
Very,
song, The Writ.
yeah, the
The
Rid,
Writ.
yeah. And here's a little something. A lot of the songs like Megalomania and the Rid was the hate in those songs was directed towards their management. They were having management problems at the time. They found out that they naively signed these contracts when they first started out, which allowed their management to make most of the money. So all the houses and cars they were driving were owned by the management and not them.
Right.
So,
Yeah!
so to this day, Tony Iommi, their guitarist, suggests this one important thing for all the kids out there who want to grow up and be in bands, want to get signed to a record label. Please read your contract very, very carefully before signing anything. If it means talking to a lawyer, so be it. Because there's always that one clause, that one stipulation that's going to get you in the end. You know, be prepared,
Yeah.
people. Anyways, so
So, Dr. Brown, what's the lowest price and highest price concert ticket you paid for in your life?
well, I think it's hard to
Hold
remember.
on, name the venue, the date, and like the obviously the band or whatever, the artist.
Yeah. Well, I start with the highest. The highest would have to be, of course, Iron Maiden back in September at the City of Woods Mitchell Pavilion there. Great place.
Woodland area,
Yeah.
Texas.
Yes.
All right. Been there a
Yes.
lot of times. I actually saw the concert there. Seen Jimmy Buffett there. I've seen Kiss and Poison
Ah.
there. So
So,
many others.
sweet. Yeah. Kind of like as I mentioned, it reminded me of the old Pine Knob Amphitheater back in Clarkston, Michigan, where I went to a couple times before it
Shout out to the
became.
Pine Knob.
Yes. Was
So tell
sadly,
me, so it was Iron Maiden. How much was that?
I think, well, it was about 140 something for the ticket itself, and plus with a couple $5 and a couple other $5 for the service charge,
Right.
for I think for the fees and shit. So I think it was about let's see, about pretty much close to the 200 range. So thank good. And I thought, oh gosh, I better start saving my money, working extra hours at my job, so to make up for the snacks. And plus the merchandise. Oh yeah, we got to include the rising cost of merchandise: t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, beanie hats. That costs a lot as well. That
Right.
plus, yeah, I got two shirts, one for me and my sister, and
Those are like $35 a piece, right?
yeah,
Or
right now,
40.
exactly, yeah.
I mean, I can get like that black. Well, there's a difference. Like you can get regular band shirts, for anywhere 15, $20. But like if you want the ones made for the concert with the dates on the back and stuff, then that's kind of worth the 35 or 40.
Yeah.
If you collect those. But what did you get any beanies or anything? Any
No, I
hats?
just no, I just only got two shirts, one for myself and one for my sister because she requested I get her one as well. Because she always wanted. She likes Iron Maiden as well, and she likes a couple of their songs. So I promised I'd get her one.
Did you
No,
get what size are you? Did you get for you?
we both wear large.
All right, so you're a large guy.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, the lineup was that damn long. Believe it or not, I didn't get to check out the opening act that played there, sadly, because I
Who
was
was
in.
it? Was it like a no
I
name or was
forgot.
it?
It was some new rising metal act whose name I forgot. But
Well, I seen Maiden back in um Honestly, it was around 2005.
I think it was called Rebel Sons. I think it was the name of the act, if I'm correct. I
Rebel
think
Sons.
Rebel Sons, if I'm correct.
Well, when I saw Maiden, this was back around 2005,
Hmm.
and but this was the time like when they came out with a new album. So
Yeah.
like the whole concert, it was like new songs,
Yes.
and but like the opening act was shit. What was it, Brown? What's that
Mm,
band?
I
They're
know.
they're um.
Um,
Oh my god,
I
they're a
don't
band that
recall.
people heard of, but not really. Like, damn it.
Let's see. I know. I'm trying to think of the name myself. 2005. Some of the bands I'm thinking of didn't really come out until later on in the years later. I was gonna say probably was it Five Finger Death Punch? No, it wasn't that. They
No, it
weren't
wasn't a
around.
newer
No.
band though, bro. This band's been around.
Oh, man. Can you give me a clue?
Here, I'm
Let's
gonna
see.
open. I'm gonna. Well, I'm trying. I don't even. I forgot.
Oh well.
I'm gonna look up opening acts for Iron Maiden.
Because I know when me and my best friend Dennis saw them at the Joe Louis Arena in January '85, it was Twisted Sister.
Right.
Yeah.
This is gonna kill me, Brown. I need to know.
All right. Need to know who was opening all the acts that opened for them.
Yeah, around 2005,
All right.
2008,
Yeah.
2006.
Now,
You know what, bro? This was like 2000. Oh, fuck.
five it was.
Man, between 2005 and like 2009,
Mm.
was there a new album that came out with around that time?
From what I understood, there was I think some around that time they had a record out called The Book of Souls that was out not too long ago. I think it was may have been. I think no. I think no. I take that back. It was an album called A
Oh,
Matter
that's
of Life.
2016.
Oh yeah, it was. They had this one album called A Matter of Life and Death. I believe that was the album that came out around between 2005 and 2009, if I'm correct.
Let's see. Tour. Yeah. Was there a tour after that?
I'm not
Like
too.
if okay, if we can boil it down to this tour and like another tour around that, we can find the opening act, bro. And it's
Uh,
worth it. It's worth us doing the.
mhm,
So Matter, Life, and Death were 2006, 2007 opening act.
mhm.
Let's see.
And shout out to Devious Dave Rose in my chat here on my end here.
Man, I wish I had a clue, bro. But it's one of those bands that it's like they're good, like power rock band. Opening band. Damn it.
Hmm.
All right, so they are giving a good list on there. So on
Probably a
Wikipedia,
lot. Probably a lot of
but
them.
it's not none of the ones that.
Must have been from well, no, not before all that. I guess I'm taking.
Okay, so what's the concert after that then?
Well, there
Well,
was a.
let me look at all the tour. Let me see if I can find a tour list
Mm-hmm.
on
All right.
Wikipedia here.
Okay. And Devious Dave, you want to call in and say hi, join in on this discussion? Feel free to, dude.
And bro, this might have been okay. This might have been the Final Frontier World Tour.
Okay. Well, Final Frontier. Oh yeah.
I swear to God, Rose, it's called the Final Frontier World Tour.
He's in your chat as
Or
well.
listen, it could be that or Somewhere Back in Time tour.
Uh,
Okay, Frontier World Tour. We're about to see though. This is
remember, Iron Maiden doesn't stop touring. They keep going on, going and
Dream
going and going.
Theater, Dream Theater, Dream
Ah, there
Theater.
we go.
Got it, bro. 2010. So
Nice.
that's when I saw him.
Yeah. It's one of the leading prog rock acts out there right now, and there he is.
But Dream Theater was here for like that's
And
an old
and
1985.
Dave Rose is calling in. We're gonna take him.
All right, add him in here.
Gotcha.
It-
There you are, Dave. What's up, dude?
Like a rainbow in the dark,
Yeah.
summoned by the one and only
Dr. Earl.
Dr. Earl Brown.
Yep.
The metal Time Lord.
That's right.
And
The
you
Time
for
Lord.
summoned me,
Yep.
because after all, I cannot appear unless I am summoned.
Okay. Yeah, we are.
Not
There he is. There he is, YR.
Yeah,
a
ladies and
vampire. I'm not a vampire,
gentlemen.
though.
I know. Neither am I.
Get
Well,
behind
some people are trying to
Dr.
set a rumor.
Brown and Dave Rowe. All I'm gonna do have to be someone.
Great, thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Rose joins the party down to rock.
Well, thank you for taking my call. I am
Got it in.
actually listening to, or was just listening to Dr. Earl's stream because the audio is much better than your video, by the way. But I do have a tab open that is watching your video, so at least you're getting some views there, YR.
Well,
And
you
there
are
quite a
mod
few-
in the chat just in case we have some hip hop or rap fans in the chat. Go ahead and get a block out of there.
I appreciate that, but I'm
It's
I'm
time to
giving
rock. All right, go ahead.
let's rock.
You gotta get in that
Anyways,
old rock radio vibe.
What,
You know?
one thing I did want to mention is that this show actually should be renamed Music Maniacs, because you guys are well versed in all different sorts of genres. And although metal,
Yes.
is enjoyable, like, you guys can talk about all different sorts of genres and have the knowledge, because not only have you done the research and are experienced with it, but you've also gone to the concerts.
Yes.
Yeah, but like when you put music out there, people can be like, "Oh, that might be all music." Metal, people know.
No,
like,
but that's the thing,
that
though.
was like the
Here's the thing, though.
The birth
He-
of like rock is basically metal. You know what I'm
But-
saying? That's what.
Well, no, I wouldn't.
I mean, British metal. You know, Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden,
but
Judas Priest.
that's not the start of rock and roll, But like, here's
Well,
The blues
But what
helped
I'm trying to
start.
s- what
The
I'm trying to
blues
say,
gave
though-
birth to rock and roll, basically.
what I'm trying to say, though, is, for example, strangely, YR has more knowledge on prog rock than somebody like Justin Bailey.
that is true.
And again, I love prog rock. It's my favorite type.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
it's one of my favorite types. So,
Hail King
and
Crimson.
again, like, just trying to define, like, because as every genre, like, as every era changes, what used to be called classic rock is now called something totally different, because it's the eras have shifted.
The
But
80s
still-
is considered classic rock now.
Yeah, well, that's the funny thing.
Motley
Exactly.
Crue is
It's
included.
like
It's
it's
fine
a
with me.
shift in
I mean-
time. So, but that's the thing, though. Once it's better defined again with people like you guys who actually know how to properly define the genre, and to be able to identify which bands were, leading that and have that particular sound. It's much easier to discuss the topic than using the generic terms that become outdated, like YR is saying, because now, 80s, for some people is classic rock. And to me, classic rock is basically 1970s.
Yeah.
So, like, it's true. Like, the definitions keep changing, but the music itself has a specific style. Like, again, like prog rock.
Well, like in general, like especially these days, if you meet a stranger or something, if you're like someone's a metalhead and the other person's like a Beatles fan, you can pick something, some type of music or song or band that person's like, just in general they're a rock guy, not like a hip hop fan or something like that. So you can kind of, you go to Dr. Brown, you go to a Rose, who's a big Boston guy, Rush guy. They still like the rock genre as a whole, which has the subgenres, obviously metal, prog, classic.
Maybe it just depends on the person, because some people might be more open than others. Because, for example, some people that are like really into metal might really dig some progressive rock, because there are some styles that are influential there and that are, that sort of transpose those different lines of music.
Other than
you can
Rush and Dream Theater.
Yep.
Those are the two biggest prog metal backs out right now.
But you do find aspects, like things that you can find in metal that you can find in prog rock. It's just certain things, just slight things. They might appear or might be very brief, but the styles used, the methods used and stuff. Again, a lot of these artists are fans of each other's, and they are influenced by each other. So, You can see that influence in the music and stuff. Although it is, it is uniquely, say, metal, despite the fact that
It's labeled as
the
metal.
yeah, but they might have been influenced by, say, rockabilly, or by you know, I don't know, fucking psychedelic music or something like that. So you can see the influence, is slight as they might be, if you're really paying attention. And again, like you, Dr. Earl, like you really have a good eye to music and stuff, and you have that understanding that, again, a situation like that where there might be an artist who may have had an interaction with another artist, and because of that influence, put it in their music, and then you now are able to define, okay, well, you can see that because of this riff or because of this song and stuff. So I do appreciate your knowledge in that,
Thank you.
because it is quite extensive.
Quick round table. What guitars would you all guys say would be the most influential? Which guitars?
Influential to who? To the populace, or to other
Populace, to
guitarists?
musicians, everything.
Ooh,
I mean, there's really only like one. There's literally like a
For
handful,
me, it'd
but
be
there's really like one
there's,
guy that.
there's just so many for my account. I mean,
Yeah,
like
but there's one guy that.
no, but you
stands above
can't,
all,
because there's so many people that did so many
Agree,
different
yeah.
things. Like, what about Les Paul, for example? Are
oh
you
yeah,
going to deny
definitely
what
one of the
he
great
did?
ones. This is the
Like,
man who invented the
Well, I mean,
electric
come on,
guitar.
guys.
that's my point. Is without him, how are you going to define it? But that doesn't mean that a Jimi Hendrix would have not come along either way.
Listen, there's one
See what I'm
guy.
saying?
There's one guy. That
Okay,
sings
just
above
spit
the
it out.
rest.
Tell us who your fucking
Well,
god
no,
is.
y'all go first because mine's the best, and it's
No,
gonna.
you go first,
Unless
because
y'all-
it's the best. Come on,
Well,
go.
Mr. Jump himself, Eddie Van Halen. You know, you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
really argue that.
Yeah,
He's done music for Michael Jackson. He's done,
for his band
shit.
for his band Van Halen.
well, of course, but they're influential in other ways too.
And
So,
let's not forget all the other
can't
guitar
really argue
players.
with that.
All the other guitar players at that time were like way jealous of him because of his technique. Like people like Joe Perry was pissed at him. Ace Frehley was probably pissed at him. In fact, at one point, I remember reading that Frank Zappa himself decided to put away the guitar because so many people were expecting him to play just exactly like Eddie Van Halen.
Well, Brian, he was tinkering with the amps and his guitar, and he was fucking with it and breaking them down and putting them together and
Yes,
making them
making
sound
his own
different,
stuff.
so.
Him and his brother Alex, they were Ludwig drums would
It's
send
too much
him,
of a cult put around Eddie Van Halen, I think.
What?
Like,
probably the biggest
yeah, like,
expectation. Yeah, but he's got a point there because so many people always turn to Eddie Van Halen for this, Eddie that. What about David Gilmour of Pink Floyd or possibly Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin?
but hold on, like, but this is where we need to, like, this is the problem. Like, you can't blanket statement this sort of thing. It's like, okay, who's a good shredder, right? Who can really, like,
Yeah,
just
but that's
fucking,
like that's like tinfoil hat type thing.
no, but okay, like, for example, Dr. Earl just made a great point. David Gilmour, he's an amazing guitarist. He really is. But he's not shredding it like fucking Slash
No,
or fucking Eddie Van Halen.
No, he makes his guitar sing.
Yeah, but there's
Yeah,
been
but
other people
they're
that have done
using
exactly the same
pedals and
thing.
all
So
that shit,
how
bro.
do you
I mean-
define, like, how are you going to define this?
Yeah, but I was never kind of like a Pink Floyd guy. Like some songs,
Okay, but like, what
they're
is
more
it?
pedals.
Okay,
and, like,
well then you have to
50
define
fucking
what it
pedals on the
is.
goddamn
You have to
rack over
define
there.
what it is. What is it that
It's prog
attracts you
rock.
to the guitar?
Pink Floyd is prog rock.
Yes, but like
That's
you're
true,
saying, you're talking about what the guitar should sound like. Like you're talking about Van Halen. So
David Gilmour is not an influential to guitarists, bro.
Oh
He-
yeah, he is.
it's all
He's one of my
Pink
influences.
Floyd- he's not
That's,
looked at like that,
false-
though. He's not one of the
total-
names that comes up like that. He could be, yeah, but he's not one of the names that comes up. Pink
That's
Floyd
a
as a
false
band is
statement
influential. But
No,
when
I'm
you talk about guitars that just paved the way and all that shit, David Gilmour does not come up.
I'm sorry,
Roger
no.
Waters,
I-
on the other hand, Mr.
Right.
Waters.
Yeah, but then he-
Mr. Waters.
yeah,
Roger
he's,
Waters is.
yeah, but he's a bass player. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, he's
That
a bass
exactly
player.
tells you how much I know about Pink Floyd. So we're all learning here.
Right.
No, but
Well, that's
but
why
the
I'm
thing
here.
is, though, you can't just say that David
Exactly.
Gilmour isn't a huge influential individual when it comes to guitar. You can't, because he is.
And I'm not even being biased or nothing. Like I do like a handful of their songs, but it's like the shit I'm hearing from Sabbath is blowing me away this week.
Yeah.
So,
But that has nothing to do with this.
well, I'm just saying, like, you're saying, oh, Gilmore, guitars, all this shit. Like to me, as a casual Floyd guy, it's not influential to
Well, let
me,
me add
or
to
he
this.
is as a
Let me
guitar.
add to this equation here. We talk about Sabbath, their guitarist Tony Iommi. Who is one of his biggest influences?
We're getting
Did
way
did
off. We're getting way off
Djano
course here, by the
Reinhardt.
way.
Yeah, but here's an example.
That is true.
It's a jazz guitarist named Djano Reinhardt, who at a young age lost use of his two other fingers, his nothing finger and his pinky, from sort of a childhood accident. So on his left hand, so he has to use both his index and his middle finger to go on the fretboard when he plays guitar, and he mastered that pretty well. And this helped.
We're getting way off course here, Dr. Brand. Way off course. Supposed to be talking about
Thanks
concert
for
tickets and
interrupting there,
shit.
bud.
Yeah,
No, it's supposed to be talking about concert tickets, Dr. Brown. Come
yeah,
on.
but then again, yeah, we
We're gonna
I'm,
have special episodes where we dive into just like one band, Black Sabbath, and we'll dive
okay.
into everything. You know what I'm
How
saying?
about it's his show and
Yeah, it's true, but then it's our show basically. So, Dave, what do you feel about the topic we're discussing? The
Just tie in
overpricing
the
of
title.
the overpricing of concert tickets. What are your thoughts about it? You think it's going overboard, or some of these acts need to lay out their stage
look, the
designs?
Well, hold
whole
on, Dave Rose. Before you respond, this is
okay.
supposed to be a structured professional show.
Okay.
This
Of
isn't like the monetize this of rock, but
course
in a
not.
way, but we're trying to,
Okay.
that's kind of. I'm
I'll
not
answer
trying
the
to
question.
interrupt and be a dick, but
That's
go
cool.
ahead.
All right. I think that the ticket sales for concerts for probably the last 30 years have been an absolute racket,
Yeah,
an absolute criminal racket. They've concocted all these amazing ways to stiff people out of money, especially now. Like, look at what they're saying now. It's been postponed. It's not canceled. Therefore, you don't get a refund. Ha
yeah,
ha.
yeah,
So again, but they've been doing these shenanigans for a long time, and the problem is that due to the influence that they have, because we have to remember how economics works. So these people bring in a lot of money into cities. If there's a problem, the city is going to sort of ignore this sort of thing, and they've got influence in Congress and so forth. So when this comes out that they're not honoring their agreements that were previously established, they're actually committing profiteering and other illegal crimes by refusing to refund and just doing the shenanigans that they've been doing again for 30 years. It's clear that the government isn't imposing enough force on them to get them to act like a proper legal organization. But it really is disgusting on how much control they have on these more larger events, and in turn over those that they are supposedly representing at concerts of those that they are uh, putting up. So an artist might try to do a show. For some reason, something happens, but now Ticketmaster fucks them over by not honoring refunds, and it leaves a bad taste in the mouth of the fans of that artist, which might further affect their ability to attract somebody to go to a live show. Like, they're just tainting themselves, like Ticketmaster, for example, with their business methods and making people choose to not go through them.
that's true. It's all
Well,
about
Dave
that.
Rose, when is the last? What's the cheapest concert ticket you got? Beside not free. Free's not an answer, but if you want to throw that in there, that's cool. And then the most expensive band and like year or whatever too with that. for the round table here?
Cheapest. I don't know the cheapest because I've gone to a lot of cheap concerts. Like it could have been $1, it could have been $5. Like a ton of. I've been to a ton of.
Well, of like play a band. Like I mean, for example, I was at like a festival, a big festival in Houston, the International Festival, Dr. Brown, and it was
Yes.
well, it's not metal, but I seen Bob Marley, his sons were there, and
Wow.
that was free,
Uh-huh.
So I mean, you had
I
to pay
saw-
to go to the festival, but it was like
I saw
10
Pink
bucks.
Floyd in '93.
Nice.
No, sorry, was it
94,
No,
94, basically.
'94, yeah.
How much was that ticket, Dr. Rose? I mean,
Dr. Rose.
Dave. I was
Close
gonna
enough.
say.
Again, Earl and I, doppelgangers.
Yep.
That ticket probably was about $50.
Mm.
But then again, when Roger Waters came to town in 90,
2000.
I think 99, 2000.
That's when he started touring again.
That was in the Flesh tour.
Yeah.
Tour.
Yes.
Basically, that cost me. I actually got I was literally 20 feet from the stage. That particular ticket, I think it cost me $180 for that ticket.
Wow.
And
yeah.
I ended up buying my parents each a ticket further back, closer to the.
Now, this was the original lineup, Floyd?
No.
No. This was
Roger Waters solo.
Roger
Remember
Waters
Roger?
and his lineup.
Well,
Yeah.
that doesn't count. That's why it was so cheap, the ticket. $150 to me isn't that much for a rock ticket. Like,
Yeah, but then again, you also got to
No,
remember
that's Roger Waters, dude. That's
Yeah.
Roger
Like-
Waters, and
And as
it's-
I mentioned,
$300.
But I've
or
also seen Pink
$350 is
Floyd,
tops
so
for
again.
me for a concert.
now
They're about
here's
300.
here's something else I didn't know what you knew YR.
No, hold on. Who are you to dismiss this sort of thing?
No, I'm saying
Okay.
for me, I wouldn't pay no more than 300. Not for him, just in general for a concert. I would pay no more than $350 for it.
Well, then you're insane, because why would you even pay that amount? Like, are you getting a blowjob? Are you getting like behind the scene VIP or something? Like, what are you getting?
Well, if Led Zeppelin comes to Canada, you're paying $300 to go see him. So
Depends
original
on the
lineup, Led
venues.
Zeppelin.
Depends on the
Well,
venue.
it don't matter. You're going for $300.
Oh, no doubt. If Zeppelin were to
No,
reunite
the
and go on
venue
tour, it'll
depends.
definitely
If
cost
it's a
that.
shitty
That's
venue-
for sure.
And
Don't
if sounds
you
bad,
can't
you're not
out-argue
going to
this,
spend that
Rose.
money.
Hold on. Rose, hold on. Hold on! You can't out-argue this one. If Pink Floyd reunites and comes together, you see, you're going to throw in, what venue? It doesn't matter. If they come to your hometown, Rose, you're paying $300 to see them.
Yeah, there are people out there who will risk that. Those
You can't really argue with
reunion,
that.
let alone a
You can't really
Pantera
argue with that.
reunion.
I mean, if they're alive, yeah. I mean, yeah, I would. Yeah.
Like, let me give you an example. You remember the
See,
group-
Rose has nothing to say right now. Come on, Rose.
Well,
I'm letting you speak, stupid.
We'll
okay.
go. I mean,
Well, I know-
can you argue that?
Yes, I could.
If like just one of the best bands, if the Beatles,
Come on, spit it out.
if
Come
you
on.
know what I mean,
You
though,
do
if like a huge band reunited, bro, out of nowhere, and a big in your hometown, you would pay $300 to go see them. Bottom line, go ahead, Rose.
No.
Please
See,
respond.
the thing
Please
is,
respond.
again, no, I wouldn't. Are you stupid? Because again, you got nosebleeds for $300. Go fucking suck my dick.
yeah, that's true.
There's not one band
knowing
that
the
you would
leg-
pay $300 for.
No, see, you're retarded because you're willing to pay anything to see somebody like through binoculars, and then you need like a fucking
I
Hubble
had that.
Beatles
I had
back.
that.
The
I
fuck
had that.
outta here.
What, guys? I
Yeah.
had that issue many times when you used to have upper seats back in the Joe Louis Arena because it was hard to see the actor on the stage. One time I saw Van Halen at Cobo Arena back in 1984, and then it was way at the top, way at the very top with my dad. The guy who got the tickets for us was like stooped us. He gave us the cheapest seats, but they were way up in there on the very top there. So I can understand where Dave Rose is coming from. And plus, you got to remember there are people out there who are willing to pay that much for a concert ticket. Now, let me give you an example. Back in around 97 or 90 something, do you remember the group Bauhaus? The goth rock act from Britain. They got back together back in around the 90s, and they were doing a reunion tour. They were playing the State Theater in Detroit that year. Tickets at that time were $35, which at that time was deemed very expensive for that kind of a group because like an underground band. And people were like telling me, but it's Bauhaus. Aren't you not going to Bauhaus? I can't. It costs too much. I better use this for that money. So Dave does have a point. When things cost too much, we cannot. Sorry, we got. There are other things that we're spending our money on, like food, water, and rent. Other than the concert ticket.
Well, Dave, I would hire you as a lawyer because you always have a point over anything. So,
And also,
You're
by the
goddamn right, I do.
and also by the way, the pin. I think the one that I
well,
mentioned
I'm not
earlier.
saying you have a point, but you bring up stuff. I'm sorry, Dr. Brown.
Oh yeah, but
I'm
and
drunk.
also going back to the Pink Floyd '94 tour, the one of the I think one of the reasons that the ticket cost for that ticket was a little bit cheaper than Roger Waters's was because Pink Floyd paid for their set being made out of their own pockets. So
Well, hold on. I was in the nosebleeds, and
Oh.
it still cost me that. So
Wow.
it was a pricey.
For
I see.
Waters?
No, for Pink
No,
Floyd.
for Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It
you
was
confirmed it was Waters. It wasn't through
no.
Pink Floyd.
I saw Pink Floyd
For $50.
led
What,
by
in 73?
Doug
David-
Gilmour.
David Gilmour, yes.
Really?
Doug Gilmour. It's a hockey. I'm fucking drunk and retarded. And then I saw Roger Waters,
Yeah.
which again the In the Flesh tours.
Two separate
fucking-
acts. Two separate acts.
But I saw the big pigs inflate and fly. That was cool.
Yep. That's true. Good. Nice.
But I had to use binoculars because I was really far away, and
Wow.
like again,
Right.
those tickets
Yo,
pricey.
ladies and gentlemen, we do have DJ Simo in the chat. How you doing? Probably a great music mind because he is a DJ. So
Yeah. From
maybe you can call him
D-Town.
later.
D-Town.
He is from D
Detroit.
Point over there.
Detroit. Yep. My hometown.
True metalhead. We're really bringing out the metalheads in this community.
Yeah, we had a good, interesting chat on. I guess it was a Mars stream about places like Harpo's Concert Theater, or the Detroit venues like Blondie's nightclub, the Ritz in Roseville. Definitely.
Bro, you can even ask. You can ask Mars. You can ask OMD. I don't know if Scott knows, but like I've been trying to get this music program together for a while, even just with them. And I'm. This isn't. This is.
That's true, Cam. That's
Well, listen. This is a
No, you
true
listen.
fact. One person told me, "Hey, because like we dabbled in music here and there on the DC streams, but not like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you've been wanting this for a while. I know.
But
We
one
all-
person who told me, man, you know who would fucking you should do a music show with, bro? I said, who? He said, Dr. Brown, dude. Was OMD, Old Man David. He did
Yeah,
tell me
you
that.
had mentioned a few times. I think it mentioned it to Mars and I guess to Joe Cronin about us doing a program together sometime. Yeah, here
You
we
know
are.
you do. Hold on. You know who you would do a good show with, Dr. Earl is
Wait, hold on now.
Arcnolia Strokelbean,
Yeah.
who's done shows with Joe about this. Like him and I had some, like we talked on Skype and we talked in emails and stuff. But like the guy's well aware of music and stuff. Like
Yeah.
really
Well,
knowledgeable.
Rose, you can call into this program because we are the metal rock show in this community. So
Yeah, I was
there's
going to
no
say you'll probably get in contact
pawning
him to
off
invite-
Dr.
yeah,
Brown to create another show.
Yeah,
or-
definitely.
Again, you guys got to be called the Music Maniacs.
Come on,
'Cause you
people are
know-
gonna think we're like about pop and shit. It's
Because
Well,
even
no,
even
no.
Young
always
here,
trying to change shit.
Young
up.
knows
Come on.
country music. You know.
Yeah, but come on, man. This is
Hold on, let me let me add a little something about it. There was a
No,
program
every
that
show's
that is a term
There's-
from Judas Priest, Metal Maniacs, right, Dr. Brown? Isn't
Yeah,
that a
but-
song or?
the Metal Maniacs. No, well, there was a magazine. I don't know if it still exists, but it was the same title, Metal Maniacs, which focused mostly on the death metal acts and hard grindcore acts out there. So I don't know if that magazine is still functioning, but
No, it's not. I already.
okay,
already
that's
looked
good.
into it.
All right, so that's good.
Copyright purposes.
That's good.
We're coming out with T-shirts.
can.
So
But then
koozies and
again,
t-shirts.
but then again, there's a show that comes on every Saturday night on their webpage. It's called the Classic Metal Show, and they discuss heavy metal. They discuss everything outside of heavy metal, like what's going on with pop culture.
Yeah, the final issue was in February 2009.
Ah,
So, but I mean, it's technically Metal Maniacs with Dr. Brown and YR.
yep. Hmm.
So that's technically the name. But yeah, we're good. We're the original right now. So,
Okay.
um, but yeah, like the Judas Priest. What does it have to do with it?
Judas. I didn't mention what I mentioned about Judas
It's been a
Priest.
lyric in their songs I've heard.
You
So
mean Metal Maniacs? The time.
yes,
I'm not too.
Jawbreaker, I believe. Jawbreaker.
I know. We gotta look up to lyrics, Silveris. Let me look up to lyrics.
But me and Brown are big Judas Priest heads, so that's kind of. I mean, bros, why do you have to change up the name and shit? Come on.
Because you guys can do so much more, not just metal.
Yeah, but we that's our like first love or whatever. Like,
Okay, I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm
well,
just
you're
telling
coming
you.
in here trying to strong arm, you know? No, I'm
Get the
just kidding.
fuck out of here,
No, but seriously,
Kian.
Rose, since you're here, what's your top 5 or top 3 off the head, off the dome favorite musical, well, rock metal bands, 60s and up, basically.
Probably have to say Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
For be your number 1
Yeah, I'd
with
do that.
Ozzy or Dio. This is the lead singer.
Can I just say Black Sabbath and include both?
All right. Are you aware of the other lead singer, Dr. Brown? What was his name?
There they had Ian Gillan from Deep Purple. They also had Glenn Hughes, also from Deep Purple for a while, and they also had this guy for a while who did a tour with them. His name is Ray Gillan, who sadly is no longer with us. And they also had Tony Martin.
Yeah, Tony Martin.
I remember
did
you
that
talking
album.
about that. Yeah,
Yes.
Dr. Earl. Okay, next one.
Sabbath is your number 1, or is that your number 5?
No,
Or
Sabbath. No, we're doing 3. And Sabbath
Okay.
number 1. I guess I'm gonna have to go default Metallica number 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Um, oof.
You can throw Rush in there,
No, Rush isn't metal though.
or Alan Parsons. No,
It's
but that's included though.
prog
That's
metal,
prog rock,
basically.
yeah.
Yeah, but
No,
that's
okay,
we're including
the third
that,
band here.
classic rock.
Okay, this throw you guys for a loop.
Classic rock.
The third band that I'm going to include is a power metal band from Japan.
Ah.
And in Japan, they're called X. Just the letter X.
Had to throw out a
Ah.
band
But
I've never heard of. Right?
outside,
The Crows know
Japan.
about that.
yeah, they probably do. Outside Japan,
Let's listen to
They're-
X watch fucking
they're actually referred to
Shin-chan.
as X dash Japan.
Ah.
Apparently due to some sort of copyright because there's some other North American band that has the
Yeah,
word
the
X.
LA
So
the
E
LA
Generation X.
No. You mean the band X from Los Angeles?
yeah, I believe that's the one that is, has the copyright on that. So this band that's from Japan, that's power metal, that's like, if you look at them, like, this is like mid 80s, like huge hair, like it's fucking awesome shit.
Ah.
They have to go as ex Japan outside Japan. So
Yeah.
check them out because, like, yeah, you might not expect me to like Japanese power metal, but these guys they did rock. They broke up a long time ago, and a few of the people that were involved in the band committed suicide. So,
Wow. Holy cow.
yeah.
All right, I got two.
They were a
things to
little
say about-
troubled, but
Interesting you bring up the band X. Have you ever seen them in concert?
No. No,
Uh,
there were. I didn't go to shows and around that time. I was still a little wee teenager when they were.
I
when
believe
they were
Mars
kicking it out.
Mira. I believe Mars. I never heard of him. I believe Mars Mira knows who the group is because he used to live in Japan or whatever. So Mars, the band X,
Oh, I
Nicky
thought you were
Nines.
talking.
Tell
I
him.
was talking about the LA band X. Damn, my bad.
yeah, I thought
LA
that's what you were
Guns?
referring to.
No. LA Guns.
So I think
Hollywood Rose.
take a little.
Before they became Guns N' Roses.
Exactly, baby. You know what I'm talking about. See, I might be a little old, but I know a few things. But I do, I do acknowledge that Dr. Earl is the wiser because with age comes wisdom.
Yep.
But
Ladies and gentlemen,
And plus, you got to remember, we got all these kids out there who only know Black Sabbath from War Pigs or Sweetleaf or
that
Paranoid.
is true.
They
We're
need
gonna
to be.
dive
They
into
need.
that.
Yeah, we need to tell
Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go ahead and take a commercial break. Get your coffees, get your beers, your drinks. It's Friday night. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Commercial break. Dave Rose is here. Commercial break, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. And we have Rush in the background.
And we're back. Quick little disclaimer. I want to confuse people. We specialize, obviously, in the metal. The 70s, the Sabbath, Maiden, Priest. But it's all around a classic rock type program. We don't want to confuse anyone. If you're a Rush fan, if you're even like Simo said in the chat, a Lamb of God. He mentioned that Lamb of God fan. All rock in general, classic. Really, it's mainly classic, but really just rock. We can just use rock.
Or you could just acquiesce to what I said and just call yourself the Music Maniacs.
What do y'all think in the chat? I mean, you got Dave Rose's point of view. My point of view is, well, number one, it's Rose being Rose, which you can look at it negative, you can look at it positive, always has an idea, which is good because there's a lot of bumps on the logs out there, you know what I mean? They don't have ideas, they just complain.
True.
But from my perspective, it's like music in general, someone's going to say that and be like, oh, yeah, let's talk about country or something, which I see your point. Yeah, y'all have other... But mainly, right,
Other
Dr. Brown, we kind of
genres,
want to
yeah.
stick. We want to stick to electric guitar and drums. And
Yeah, but
singing
that's the
and
thing,
bass,
though. Okay, that's fine. But you can make one show just on metal. You can make one show just on progressive.
Mm-hmm.
You can make one
Well, yeah,
show
we're gonna
on
do shit like that.
even things like who's that guy you like? Margaritaville. What's his name?
Jimmy
Jimmy
Buffett.
Buffet. I mean, yeah, that's classic rock.
Yeah, but that's
More
it's somewhat-
country, basically. He leans
yeah,
towards
Well,
the
not
country
really
side.
not country.
Well, there you
bro.
go. That's the point. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like that debate needs to be on a show on its own,
They
not
have
fucking
electric guitar in those
intersected
songs.
with any other discussion with the band. How do you define music? How do you define a sound? that should be a standalone episode. And I would personally love just to like sit back and listen to the two of you try to define what is that sound. Where
Well,
does
just
it
like
fit?
tonight is the ticket show. I mean, we'll do programs like that. You know, that is a good
Well, at least you're
suggestion.
open to ideas and
We
stuff.
might
But
do
again,
that next, actually, for that since that's fresh in our mind, right, Dr. Brown?
Yeah, that's true.
but
I
Like
that's
mean,
what
but,
define,
but
those
like
basically,
what
we
was
debates
could
I
that? What
all.
want
was
to
that?
hear.
What
Again,
was that?
people, well, why are you even told me this? You like the debate that I had with Justin Bailey in regards to what is progressive rock and if
And the band
Boston
Boston,
does
yeah.
rock. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear a discussion of the breakdown into the sound, into the style, into the genre, and to define, okay, does this stand as this genre? Is it multiple genres? What does it, what makes it up? Like, that's what I want to hear from anybody. And if you guys can provide it, then I'll be here sitting and listening.
So you mean like, okay, so like say, boom, we do like hair metal and define all that, define
Yeah.
our favorites, stuff like that. Which
Yeah.
I don't like I mean, I would rather use the word power rock than hair metal
There
personally.
you
'Cause
go.
big
But that's
hair
the
was
thing.
always a
That's
thing.
another
You know what I
great
mean?
point that you could talk in that episode. You could say, I
Or
prefer
arena
this
Power
term,
Hell.
this term
Arena
because of
rock.
this reason. Like, save it for that show. But, dude, you guys could make a different
Right.
show about
Yo,
different
arena rock.
genres.
Dr.
Yeah.
Brown, like hair bands, 80s would be like arena rock type
Yeah, we
genre.
could
And you
definitely
could
do two. Definitely we could do
Definable,
that
and
as
that's debatable, too.
and we could
arena
also
rock,
do one
bro,
about
yeah.
prog rock as well because I was digging as an early teenager. I was digging deep into that. Everslake and Palmer, King Crimson.
Yeah.
Definitely those
I would love to
guys.
be part of that
Yes,
show.
yes,
That's
definitely.
my shit.
Definitely. Next, how about the next time we in our next episode? We'll definitely invite you on.
Well, I appreciate it. But
Yeah.
again, YR, I'm not trying to step on your shoes. You
No,
guys
you
have
give me
great
good
things.
suggestions because I
And
want to.
you
This thing's
guys,
gonna be
just
special.
the two
You know
of
what
you
I'm saying?
can carry
This
a
is
show,
special.
no problem. So I don't like. I'm here just as a guest, but I am suggesting things that I think would just be something that I would enjoy, not even
Right.
being participant of it. I would just sit back, watch the show, and listen to the debate as to what makes prog rock, what is metal, what is country music, like where's the definition in this term, like that's what I want to hear about. And you guys could, like, just the two of you, that's it, just two of you could do a great show doing that, even if you do take calls.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
open to.
I mean, what like name 3 genres of rock on top of your head.
Okay, prog rock, classic rock, if you want to call it arena rock, then let's call it arena rock.
All right.
Because again, like, to me, there's words that I don't think fit the genre, but they're used. They're just commonplace words used. So it's like that to me is a great topic to discuss. It's like, are we going to call it this? Why would we call it this? Does it really define that genre, or should we call it something different? What do other people call it? Like, that to me just fascinates my mind because, again, like we talked earlier, the definition keeps changing. YR said classic rock nowadays to some people constitutes 80s music. To me, that's new wave, or
It's over 40 years ago,
rock.
though, Rose.
Well, but that's the thing, though. Like,
You
some of
do
us,
realize that
some of us still live in the past, or some of us still consider old, terms.
Yeah,
So,
but the 2000s.
but that's the point. That's the point I'm trying to make. That's something you got to be defining and debating on the show with Dr. Earl, not with me, dude. I want to hear you.
Well, you're
guys
here.
talk about it. No, that's fine. I appreciate that you're giving me the opportunity to
You're
talk
bringing
about
it
it.
up, so
I'm
it's
just
okay.
saying that this would be something awesome to hear on future shows. Just this, like, how do you define it? Like, yeah, it's been 40 years. Like, we used to call it this, now it's this. Like, but that's the thing. I want to hear about that. What is the proper, wording for it? To me, classic rock is, rock from the 70s. Modern rock is basically 80s.
Yeah, but
Or postmodern in the 90s.
Rose, you still had bands in the 80s that obviously had their start and were popular in the 70s that were big, like the Scorpions.
Well, keep in mind, YR, that the
Yeah, but
Scorpions
that's
didn't
not
really-
heavy metal. Like, would you consider that heavy metal?
Well, it's in the heavy metal realm. That's
The
for
rock.
sure.
We'll just call everything rock we're talking about right now. Everything's
But of
rock.
course, yeah. But then again, like, everything's rock. Then basically everything.
Yeah, that's what we specialize in.
Well,
Remember,
then you can
yeah,
talk about
remember,
anything.
yeah, but
We have
also keep it.
professional rock and roll opinions.
Well, also no, let's not forget, rock and roll had lots of kids. Prog rock, death rock, gothic
I'm
rock,
saying it's under the umbrella.
yeah.
Dr. Brown, what were you saying about the Scorpions that
Well,
you were
you
going to
also
debunk me
remember,
on?
yeah. Well, sorry about to interrupt, but the Scorpions didn't really
No,
make it big until the start of the 1980s. Now they've been
no,
around
that's what I'm
since the
saying.
1970s,
That's what I'm
so
saying. They were around in the 70s,
yeah, they were.
early.
Well, then what do you define them as?
I mean, come on, Rose.
That's the point I'm trying to make. Is that that's
Wow.
what those are the discussions I want to hear you guys do. I want to hear the breakdown and the nitty gritty as to like what do you call it? Like they did this, but then they sounded like that. So what do we call them? That's what I want to hear. And again,
I
this
think you also,
that's
but also to keep in mind, and the same thing goes with Whitesnake. They've been around since the '70s. They started in the
yeah.
1970s, but they didn't make it big into the 1980s with that one self-titled record. And so all the people back then who were young kids at that was only going to know them from that era. So they're going to look at them
Yep.
as an '80s band.
Yep.
Everyone knows Rocky Like a Hurricane. Everyone knows um, what's the one right? What's the one with
Gorky Park.
Whitesnake song?
Here I Go Again,
Yeah,
or
Here I Go
Still the or
Again.
Still the
Um,
Night, which by the
Here
way,
I
Still the
go
Night. Love
again.
Ain't No Stranger. I
which
mean,
by
there's
the way
many.
was originally done by the Snake by its original lineup on an
You're gonna
album called
hear
Sins
Here
of
those
I
two
Satan.
songs on a rock and
go
roll
again.
radio station. Bottom line, that's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say, Rose. You're gonna hear "Here I Go Again." You're gonna hear "Rocky Like a Hurricane," which you can't. Two bands are similar, but not really. I mean, but you're gonna hear them on a rock
Why?
station.
Well, again, like I keep
That
trying to
same
tell
rock
you,
station's gonna play your Stain, your Nickelback,
why
your
don't you just
Anxiety.
accept the fact that I'm telling you that I just want to hear you guys talk about this on a show on your own
I'm
without me
accepting it. We're
around
diving right
because
now
you
into
guys
it.
can both do it.
We're literally in VIP
Sure, that's
behind
cool,
stage,
man, but
diving
like
right now into it.
I'm just suggesting things.
Well, we're diving right now. I want you here to die because you're suggesting shit and you
well, because
need
I
you
want
to
to.
be
I'd
able.
rather talk about prog rock.
Okay, we could do that. I mean,
Alan Parsons project.
yeah, because a
But
lot
I
of
don't want to
prog.
ruin. But that's the thing, though. Any topic I want to talk about is something I want to be surprised
No, you're not
about,
going to
and
ruin
I don't
Dave
want to know
because
about it
Dave,
here.
you're
I'd
not
rather hear
ruining
you
nothing.
guys do a show. It's
Let
ruining for me,
Dr. Brown
though.
talk.
I would
Tom.
rather just be surprised, like you guys just start talking and like the synergy. Because again, I'm not part of this. Like I'm just a fan. So like I don't want to interfere with how you guys naturally would interact with each other, which is great on its own. But I'll debate if you guys are to discuss or talk or whatever the fuck you want. Like if you want to talk, let's fine, let's talk. Okay, Earl.
Yes.
Metal and stuff.
Mhm.
Um, oh, god damn it! Now I just had a brain fart.
Yes.
Fuck. My brain not work.
What was
Here, I'm
going to
gonna add
ask?
Mars
There was
in
a
here
ba-
real
there was
quick.
there was a band that I had seen as like I became a fan of them when I was I don't know 13, 14. Well, I ended up seeing them when I was probably 18, 17, 18.
I know
And
Mars Mirror's favorite band.
Monster Magnet.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about those that group there. They were
You never
they're,
seen them?
I'd never seen them play before. There were many times around the 1990s. I stopped going to arena shows because for a lot of reason I preferred to go to see bands at clubs like the Ritz in Roseville, New York, and Warren, and Harpo's Concert Theater, and
Right.
Blondie's and by the west side of Detroit there, Studio Lounge, and most of them were mostly local acts and or some other bands that I've been waiting to see but never got to for some obvious reason, and then I finally got to see later on. Like I saw Quiet Riot play the Ritz in Roseville back in I guess
Nice.
around '94. Sadly, there was not much people there, unfortunately. I mean, come on. Now, when you
94.
'94, yes. There was just a touring band at that time. They were releasing, still releasing records, but they were on independent labels.
Dr. Brown!
Okay.
And what's kind
So
of
yeah,
it's kind of
Monster
awkward
Bank.
is that and what's kind of awkward is that back in '83 they were playing the Cobo Arena opening for Black Sabbath. It's like if you
Yeah,
think
but that
about
was the
it,
prime though. That was bro.
yeah,
Come on, bang your head, mental health. Come
yeah,
on, bro.
yeah, that was the prime, that was the big deal, and later on their banger, I guess stuff by Kurt Cobain became the new '90s of Bang Your Head, Lithium, believe it was.
Doctor,
Fuck,
I mean,
fuck Nirvana.
Dave
I
Rose
know,
is
I
a big
agree.
Nirvana fan, right? Big Nirvana head.
Fuck Nirvana and
What?
I know.
fuck Kurt Cobain. And you know what? What's his wife's name? Fucking
Courtney Love, fuck her
Courtney
too.
Love from the band
Courtney
Hole.
Love was right to kill him.
Hole is a good band though.
And it wasn't to me.
This
I
was
was
like
I
one of the
was
first
young.
songs
I
Shane had to play on guitar.
I like the
I mean, guitar.
bassist. She ended up going to go play with
Melissa.
Melissa
Melissa Etheridge.
Oftermar,
No,
I
not
believe.
no. That's somebody
Dave
else.
Rose come
She's Canadian, and then she went to go work
as
with
you were.
the Smashing Pumpkins.
Uh-huh.
She did good work with them.
Want to
Yeah.
be as a friend.
Fuck you, Kurt.
As
I
a
hate
hand.
you, you
Oh, gosh.
fucking fag.
Take your time. 'Cause it's yours to be late. Take a
Seriously, I
breath
want to punch his
like a can. And I want you. You know what I'm saying? Nirvana
Yeah.
sucks, bro.
I don't know what it is, but it's probably no. Actually, I do know what it is. It's the
Depressing.
fucking music. It's fucking like it's emo. It's grunge emo, basically.
Grunge,
It's
the original
it's the
emo
basically
music.
Godfathers of
For
emo.
me, oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah,
Oh.
I can never stand that stuff because to me, rock and roll should be about standing tall, standing proud.
Yeah, but it's still
standing
on the rock,
Exactly,
loud.
John. You're still
man.
gonna hear "Smells Like Teen Spirit" on a rock station, along with White Snake.
It's about having leather
Fucking-
pants that specifically accommodate your cod
Mhm.
and are
Coming out there
You know.
looking like the Terminator, saying, "Your
you're
ass is
goddamn
mine."
right.
Ladies and gentlemen, oh my God!
Well, what's going on, man? Yeah,
Hey,
fuck
Mars,
yeah.
what up, dude?
What's up, Dr. Earl, bro? How you doing, man?
Oh, we're doing pretty good. You must be starting your show right now, I guess.
Yeah, man. I just got home like
nice.
fucking 20 minutes ago, so it's gonna be
nice.
lovely.
We're in the midst
So.
of me and YR are in the midst of our show right now.
Nice, man. Yeah, he wanted me to give you 3 bands, like my personal 3 bands, dude. I'm gonna tell you,
Well,
man.
Mars, mirror, real quick. This is episode 2. This is me and Dr. Brown's program, rock and roll show, Metal Maniacs. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but we're live on my program and his
My channel as well.
too.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Sweet.
Mars. Top 3 favorite bands, Las Vegas. Mars,
Little
mirror.
Maniacs, bro. Okay, 311.
Mhm.
Is your
I
number
love
one?
311. That's probably my number 1 personally. Just 'cause I love fucking 311. But Stone Temple Pilots, because Scott Weiland is the most charismatic frontman ever in rock
Yeah,
and
that's
roll.
true. He was, yeah.
And I'm gonna go with Styx because I love Styx.
What? GNR's not in there?
Dude, Tommy Shaw, bro. Tommy Shaw's music is amazing, man. That motherfucker can play guitar, dude. I mean, I'm not saying
And
there's
he
a lot of
came up with
guys
some
that
damn
can't,
good, and he came up with some damn good songs.
but
Well,
dude, hits, bro. Fucking hits
True
after
talent
hit,
from
man.
Styx isn't Tommy Shaw. It's your boy Mars. What's his
Well,
name?
Dennis DeYoung,
Dennis
yeah,
DeYoung,
but, I mean,
yeah.
right. But Tommy wrote a lot of those hits, and so did Dennis. You know, and
They were the prime
Yeah.
songwriters of that group.
yeah.
That's
along
a
with
good
JY,
fucking pick,
but-
though.
But those are my 3, man. I mean, you know, as far as like technical wise and shit, we can go into like Dream Theater and Yes. And I mean, as far as like prog and shit, Yes is one of the fucking, I mean, dude, it doesn't get much better than Yes, dude. I mean, in my opinion. But, or like Dream Theater. Or, I mean, but
Yeah.
those are my 3 personal favorites, dude. 311, Stone Temple Pilots. And, you know, I met Scott Weiland, man, back in the 90s
Ah, nice.
while he was shooting up on the fucking toilet. Yeah. And he gave me his autograph, bro. He put the needle down and gave me his fucking autograph, dude. Yeah. I was
Wow.
like 17.
Dang, you should have took the needle.
Oh
No,
my
fuck
gosh!
that.
Oh fuck that!
Fuck
God
that.
knows what kind of cooties he could have had.
I don't care. I
You
would have
never
done something
know.
like that.
You never know. But I'm just getting the Clamitos fired up, bro. So I just figured I'd pop
Oh,
on,
yeah.
man.
Oh, nice.
Give you
What
my
time are
3.
you going live? Eastern time?
Eastern.
Because what's his
9
name was
o'clock
giving you a hard
Eastern
time or whatever.
Yeah, probably a little. Yeah, 6:05 or something. 9:05 Eastern time ish.
Alright.
I'm going to say ish because you just
Well, there's 1,000
Fridays are fucking
programs
busy
on
for me too.
tonight,
So
so but definitely the Mars Mirror program is the one to one of the ones to listen to. Nikki Nines, I do want to do an interview with him maybe this week or whenever. If you can give a little note to him, we'll pass the note to him, Mars.
yeah, I'll pass the note for sure, man. He's an interesting dude. That guy, for
I
sure.
mean, not like I'm not. I mean, I'm not going to be an asshole or whatever. You know me. Like I troll around with about. I'll ask him a little bit about everything. He seems to
Yeah.
know. He seems to know enough about the community to be on doing shows and a fair. He's not like an asshole, but he has a good knowledge. So
He
that's what you
does. He
need on
does.
this platform.
Absolutely, man. Well, you guys have a good show, man. Metal Maniacs. Dr.
Oh,
Brown,
Mars Mirror, hold
YR.
up. Is that remember when I used to always try to do this with the boys and y'all and this type of programming here?
Mm-hmm.
A music
Yeah,
oriented
The
show.
music,
Yeah.
Dr. Brown.
the music stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Dr.
love
Brown.
talking
Kyle,
about music, dude. I mean, fuck, I would sit here and talk about music all fucking night with you guys, man.
Well, this is
Oh,
where to
God, all
go. This
night,
is where to
dude.
go in
Yep.
the community. Right,
Um,
Dr. Brown? This is the place to be in the community if you're a rock
this
fan.
is a music
so.
joined at the whole YouTube community, folks.
there you go.
Hey.
No 30, 40-minute bullshit and back to donations. This is
And by,
not a Star Wars podcast.
and by the way, Mars, since the main subject we were talking about was the overpricing of concert tickets, I explained all the theories. What are your thoughts on that one there?
Fuck, they've always been overpriced, though. I mean, as far as concert goes, man, I mean, the days of concerts is gone, bro. We're never going to have fucking concerts again. But,
And we're
I
talking
mean-
about the
Wait,
corona.
what do you mean? Wait, what do you mean?
oh, dude, this
Corona.
it's never going to be the same again after the coronavirus, bro. The world's going to be totally different. How they do sports, how they do concerts and venues like that, it's all going to fucking change, dude. It's all going to change.
Let alone
It's never
being
going to go back to normal. It's never
I
going
didn't
to
get
go
to see
back to
Trans
normal.
Siberia during Christmas.
Who knows?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what they're
If
going
they
to
play a club.
Yeah.
It's gonna be weird.
How the fuck can you social distance at a stadium or an auditorium? I mean,
And
you
you
can't.
You
Yeah,
should dive into
You
that on
can't
your
do it.
program tonight, Mars.
I'm going to.
Yeah,
I'm going
definitely.
to. So, all right, guys, I got to go, man. We'll get some
Appreciate it.
Clamitos going.
Yeah,
All
get
right,
your
have a good
Doritos.
one, Mars. Have a good
Friday
one,
night.
Mars.
All right, you
Friday
guys
Night
too, man.
Dynamite coming up in about 10 minutes here. On the Mars Mirror channel, go definitely check it out there.
Mars Mirror program over there. See what happens. Last week's episode was a doozy. I did review it. I did say some things, might give my opinions or whatever, but we're all family in this community. Family bickers. That's the way I look at it now. So, back to the rock.
Right.
Dr. Brown.
Yeah, I'm here.
Just a random. I want to test your knowledge and just show
Yes.
off to the people in the world how
Yes.
talented and smart you are.
Yes.
A little rando rock question.
Go ahead.
Here we go. All I'm thinking. Because this is on top of my head, so this is going to
Don't
show
hurt
you how
yourself.
random it is. Let's see. Here's kind of an easy one, but
Come on, Ken.
what's the brand of guitar that was Frankenstein, Eddie Van Halen's guitar?
I think it was may have been. I think it may have been. I'm not too sure because it never listed the
Ooh.
brand because it was all. Remember, it was all put together.
No, I know. I believe originally it was Kramer.
Really.
We can look that up.
Let me see.
Rose, if you want to look that up.
Let me see if I could find it.
Kramer with a K. Believe that was the original, which was Frankenstein, right? The red, black, and white striped. I mean, he did tinker with it, but it was, and he had the cigarette burns and everything.
Yep.
On
I'm
the
looking
ends.
up right now. The Frankenstrat
Yeah,
guitar.
Frankenstrat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He put it
The
together.
original, though, like his original one, though. Or maybe like what guitars he first, because I know he used the PV amps.
Mm-hmm.
And later on, his later years here, he was the P. Now he does like his custom EVH, but
And it's
he
I'm
used
looking on the
PV.
Wikipedia right now. It's the fictional doctor who combined the body parts to create a monster, and the Fender Stratocaster, the electric guitar made by Fender. It was basically a combination of all that.
Really? Well, I swear I saw something with Kramer on. I'm gonna look it up myself.
Yeah, I'm on the Wikipedia right now. All right. And let's not forget Eddie put together a lot of guitars. In fact, you remember the guitar that he sported on the cover of Women and Children First?
Yeah,
That's
here we
ac-
go.
that's actually a Gibson Explorer, but he had some problem with kind of issue with the body there. He kind of like sawed some of it off and put some little dents here and there and filed some of those dents in. That's why it looks the way it does right now. All right.
All right, here we go. Check that out. I may have stumped you.
All right.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another one. You see that?
Hold on there. Let me move this here. Let's see what we got here.
Here's
I'm
just
saying,
two of them.
oh yeah, I
Here's a
see.
Kramer. That's confirmed, bro. Let's confirm it right now.
Oh, but
The
actually,
second pick.
that's one of them. That's one of them. Remember, he had MIDI guitars of that design. You had that Kramer. You also had the one with the Strat and neck on it.
We need to look. We need to make a whole episode just about like his guitars. I thought it was just this
Yes,
one for
that would
years.
be another great episode.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because I know he
Because
dabbled
God
with the
knows how many he
PVS.
has lurking more in this. Because he has his own guitar brand now. His
I
own
would say
guitar.
just do an episode on guitars, on the guitars the custom guitars that these geniuses have made for themselves. Like it would be a great episode.
Brian May, Michael
Yep.
Schenker's Flying V.
Uh-huh.
Remember that?
Yes, exactly.
The black one side was black rose and one side was white.
Yeah, the original
Flying V.
Gibson. And the one the company he works with now,
The Dean. There's a
Guitars.
Dean brand. Dean.
Yeah.
And Dr. Brown, remember the polka dot Randy Rhodes?
Yes, I remember the Carbo Jackson.
Which they do. They don't have polka dots now, but they do have remakes of Randy Rhodes, Jacksons.
yeah.
For sale, you can get them for like 300.
yeah,
You
we'd
can-
also
you can get the
gotta-
better ones, more pricey, but
Also, we got to include the guitars that Zach Wild has.
yeah,
Those
the
are
twisty.
badass to the fucking
Dr. Brown, would
core,
you
dude.
accept a guitar in the mail for me if I ordered you one?
What would you order me?
I want to get you a Jackson. Now, those axes, they're pretty hard to play, right?
Oh, I never played the Jackson. I've only the kind I always ever played were either a couple of Strat copies like the one I have right now, and this one brown guitar that was kind of like a, with the body is like a small little awkward version of the Les Paul with a little bit of twists on the. It's hard to
But
describe
basically,
what it was.
you've never gone into a guitar center, Dr. Brown, and fuck around with the guitars and shit. Like you can plug them in there and play.
I have. I've done that many times before. Now, one
you
guitar
have
was.
played an expensive guitar, yes or no?
Yes, I have at the
right.
guitar shop. Testing out whether it's sounds good or testing. Mostly, the last time I was there was to test out which guitar pedal I want to get.
Now, I mean, look, like for me, I think I paid maybe 220, 225 for mine, and maybe 130, 140 for my orange brand,
Yeah.
which is used by Tony Iommi in the Paranoid video,
Yep.
music
I
video.
remember. Yes, I remember that.
But
Man
he
video
had
as
big
well.
stacks, the big orange stacks.
Yes, I remember.
So maybe in all, like I paid like maybe 350 for everything. My little Ibanez GL, which is a lower grade of the Ibanez, but it's still like it's a better lower grade. It's like one of the best lower grades you can get, introductory. Because I've seen a lot of videos and people shred on it really good. But it's a good. I mean, me and Dr. Brown's guitars they're good. They're cheap. They're cheaps, but guitars are expensive, and
They are.
pawn shops is a good place to.
Yes, I
Find some
definitely
deals and
recommend
stuff
it.
like that.
Absolutely.
I mean, like 300, you can get a Jackson Randy Rhodes for 300. It's a lower model of the Jackson Randy Rhodes series, but it's like $300, $299.
Yeah.
And that's retail MSRP everywhere, Dr. Brown. So it doesn't come with a whammy bar. That's the only thing. That model.
All right. Well, there are two guitars I would like to get me. The one is, of course, when we mentioned the Michael Schenker Gibson Flying V, and the other that kind of been interests of me is the. You remember the video for Love Removal Machine by The Cult from '86?
Yeah.
You do. Rose? You remember that?
Of course I do.
Yeah.
See, I'm not familiar. So
Oh, you got to look it up on the
Oh, I
internet.
love the Cult. I love the
Love
Cult.
that song and the way Billy Duffy, the guitarist, is dressed and that the white Falcon guitar he is playing, the Gretsch. I guess believe that's what that company is called that made that specific guitar, if I'm correct. That to me is a symbol of that is the pure image of rock and roll right
wait,
there,
is
without
it
a
one of
doubt.
those like big body like jazz blues type guitars?
Something like that. Yes, it's mostly used
Yeah.
with rockabilly bands like either the Stray Cats or Jimmy and the Mustangs. I know George Harrison played them a few times. Malcolm Young had a different version of the Greenwich guitar as well. I think he had a White
Yeah, I'm not a big
Falcon.
fan of those big body guitars, bro.
No. I've been
Um,
also been checking out, Ted Nugent's guitar, the Gibson Birdland. I've been eyeing those as of late, for some reason.
yeah, those are pricey though, Brown.
Yeah, they are.
Like if you go into a Guitar Center, you can get a Jackson for like 160. It's gonna be a lower model, but still gonna have that Jackson name on there.
Yeah, that's true.
Um, you now when you get into the Flying V's, they have the used guitars at Guitar Center, which is probably the best place to go if you want used stuff as well. And they do have a lot of pre-owned. I mean, which is the same, pre-owned guitars, which you can get good buys through that. You can get a fucking Jackson Flying V, $200 pre-owned, boom, quick out the door. You plug it in, try it out, everything done. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to kind of. Where's the Houston location, Dr. Brown? It's the one on the way to the Woodlands from Houston, right?
I think so. It was by the I-45 feeder road.
Yeah, like is it off
I
of
think I think I know what
1960
you're
or
talking. I think I know what you're talking about there.
definitely North Houston area? Yeah.
All right, there. I definitely look into that there. Let's see.
Guitar Center is the best place though. That's where I got my shit. To be
right,
honest.
nice.
Well, you know what, Dr. Brown, I got the. Have you seen those little mini amps? They're like $40-$50. Pocket amps.
No, I haven't really heard of them. I know the only small amp I had was a small one I have right now. It's the kind of
Well,
orange.
no, these are smaller, Dr. Brown. These are like the size of like a CD case.
Wow.
So just picture that. Marshall makes one for like $50, and the EVH Eddie Van Halen brand makes one with the. It's like the sound built in of the flanger, of like that sound, the 5150 brand sound, and I got that with my guitar, and it wouldn't. It was fucking up, bro. It was like distorted, but it was like really crunchy. It was no good. So I took it back, and I got the orange amp. It was probably like a $50 difference. Because orange amp, it's like your size. Probably. What do you got? Like a 20 watt or something?
I'm not too sure what. Yeah, I think it's AGL20. I think it is. It's a small one made by the
what's
Lux
the
company.
what's the brand on that?
Lynx.
Oh, it's Chinese brand.
LYX.
Wait, wait. What is it called?
It's Leaks.
Link.
Licks. It's yeah, it's something we ordered from the mail a couple years ago.
Right. You do play good on that guitar, though. Imagine
Right.
if you had like.
Yeah. Not bad for being out of guitar playing for about 3 years because since I had to pawn I had to pawn both my old guitars back in Michigan, to help pay for the trip here in Texas, and the crate amp included as well.
Have you ever been to a concert and actually joined into a mosh pit?
No, I never moshed. No.
Dave Rose.
Oh yeah, tons of times.
Wow.
What Marilyn Manson or Godsmack? Corn, big corn guy.
No. Well, there was the time where I was there with Monster Magnet, but there was
Freak on a leash.
Huh?
Freak on a leash. You used to
No.
listen to that back in '95.
No. I don't know. I'm trying to think of all the different bands. I mean, Like, do you want me to talk about small bands or do you want to talk about big bands? Like,
Bands people's heard of. Appeal to the mass.
Offspring.
See? It's a good one.
The problem is, though, I'm drunk, and there's been just so many concerts that I've gone to that, especially festivals, where like you have so many different artists that are there that like you kind of lose track, you know, because you're there chilling and you've got all these different artists doing their thing, you know.
Right. Dr. Brown, what did you have for news?
Hold
and
on, we
stuff?
got somebody calling in.
All right, cool.
There you are. Hey, what's up?
Oh, just listening to you guys talking about music, one of my favorite subjects.
Okay, definitely. Add you back to the call with YR and the guys there. And it definitely got to add. I know Dave was mentioning about getting you on the show out here to talk about this. Definitely, and it should probably YR's got to call back YR because when I took your call, it takes me off to. Wait a minute, YR's unavailable. All right, so
Did you see my list of concerts I've been to?
Yes, I've been looking on my chat right now out here. Peter Frampton, Robin Trower, Paul McCartney, Cheap Trick, and many,
Mr. Strokoby!
There he is.
And Black Sabbath.
Oh yeah, Black Sabbath. When was Black Sabbath? Recently with Ozzy and that other drummer they had, I think, or was it years back?
It was about 10 years or more back.
Oh, okay.
I saw him with Pantera.
Oh yeah, that's when they had the reunion show, the reunion tour, back in '99, I believe it was. I remember that show.
Yo, Doctor.
Yeah.
Dave Rose. We have Arnelius Strokel being here, your boy.
Oh yeah.
Yep, he's right here, dude. Right here.
Oh, that's great. Hey, well, this would be something that I would literally disconnect and just listen to you guys because Dr. Earl and Strokelbean, you guys know your fucking rock, and like I know that you guys could just go for hours and it would just be enjoyable just to sit back and listen.
Well, did you have anybody that you didn't see that you wished you had a seen?
Oh, I wanted to. There were
Oh,
times.
don't say that, man. Like that's
Rush.
painful, dude. Because there's so many different bands. Like, and again, if I could time travel, especially like to see a band or an individual in their prime, like, oh man, like it hurts just to hear that suggestion.
Oh man.
Pink Floyd,
Yes,
Genesis.
I wanted to see Pink Floyd when he was doing the original Wall production shows, but sadly they never came to Detroit at that time. This is around 1980. And I was hoping to see, that same year I was hoping to see Led Zeppelin play the Pontiac Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. But sadly, as we know, John Bonham died from over drinking, and that was all shot all to hell. So that was basically the two shows I wanted the big prime arena acts I wanted to see at that time.
I would have loved to see Pink Floyd in all their different inceptions, at all the different types of release shows, because again, each album is just so different from the last, and they evolved and they changed, and the times were changing too, and even going to see I don't know, Kraftwerk, for example. We were talking about classic rock earlier. It's just like in those times were quite different, and the progressive rock, Alan Parsons Project. I love that band. I love that band. Mike Oldfield. Not many people know, other than
the theme
of
The
Bells.
Exorcist.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing though. Only people know, that.
UFO,
but like
UFO, Jake Bars.
But he's done so much more than that, and he's incredible. And his orchestration, that's something else that doesn't seem to be acknowledged or understood these days in regards to music and those that created, is that orchestration and knowledge in that. One individual literally writing the music for all different sorts of instruments
and
for that one song.
That's true.
Exactly, yeah. Some of these people play them all.
Yes, he did that on Tour Bar Bells.
Yep, he did that, and he also did that on, I think it was Umaguma. I can't remember. I got to pull up.
That's Pink Floyd. That's Pink Floyd.
But there's another album that's very similar. Let me pull it up. But I've got
I
that
think
on.
there's one called Hergus Ridge.
Hold on. Again, like I've got his stuff on LP, on vinyl, and on CD, and I may have a cassette lying around somewhere. But yeah, like Omadon, that's what it's called, Omadon. It was published in 1975. Incredible, fucking incredible album. And it's not like today where like you've got a 3-minute song. You've got a song that might be at least 10 minutes long, but it literally flows into the next song, and you've got like 10 songs in a row. Like that, we don't see that no more. We don't see songs that are literally a
Fade
story.
into one another.
Exactly.
Like the Moody Blues albums, earlier albums used to do.
Right.
And some of the
Rick
later
Wakeman's
Pink Floyd
Journey to
albums,
the
like
Center of the
Animals
Earth.
and
A lot of
Wish You Were
bands
Here.
Oh yeah, dude. I fucking wish you were here. Like I was just about to say that. That's my favorite. That's one of my favorite albums. Probably I would have to say it is my favorite album. There's like Animals to me is still fucking brilliant. Like
Yes.
and it's not just the music, it's also the political thing, the political talk. But the problem is that
And the
Roger
storyline
Waters
behind
got
that
a
album.
little bit too fucking whiny. As again, like the wall
Too
was
controlling.
basically the wall was basically him complaining that he didn't have a dad figure in his life. That really is what the story of the wall is.
Imagine himself as a monster fit. But you know what? Here's an interesting thing that I realized. If you've lost your father in whichever war it was, but basically in the last two Gulf Wars we've been through, if you've been betrayed by your girlfriend or boyfriend or whichever, if you really felt disgruntled about the world and the people around you, or if you're still mourning your mother or father who died in any of those wars, definitely the wall spoke for you.
No. I'm not saying that it's not valuable, that it doesn't have great content, because again, it is literally uh, an examination into the psychology of someone that went through that situation. Again, their father dies during war. Their wife cheats on them.
Yes.
They're working hard to try to make money, and they call into their home and they hear the person that their wife is cheating on
Yes.
them with.
The end of
And
Young Lust.
like
that phone
it
call.
really is a good examination of psychology, but it did define how Roger Waters did sort of make his music further on in the future. And the final cut, for example, again the final one with Roger Waters sort of, I think, shows more of a bitter person than anything else.
Oh, it was.
And he's again, he seems to be very bitter, despite the fact that those that Nick his name?
Nick Gers?
No, the drummer Nick
Nick Mason.
Mason and
David Gilmour.
David Gilmour, thank you. I am retarded. That they showed interest in to continue the the
Floyd
work.
band, yes.
Exactly, and like Waters
Waters was trying to bury Pink Floyd, saying it's over. He even sued them to prevent him using the name when he found out they
Exactly.
were going to tour without him.
And that is, I think, a little sour. It's very revealing about his mentality about ownership and so forth. And it is very sad, because you did see Roger Waters, I think, change, or at least become a little bit more vocal in regards to his views, and it sort of distracted from the music. It took away from the band, and it obviously eventually resulted with them splitting.
Yeah.
And David Gilmour continuing on and writing some great tunes, but it's it's Pink Floyd, but it's not Pink Floyd. It's not what we had before. And again, to me, ultimate Pink Floyd was basically
Waters,
Umagama
Umagama, Obscured by Clouds, Metal, way before Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah, exactly.
Piper
like
at the Gates
Dark
of
Side-
Dawn, The Saucer
Oh,
Full
that
of
was a fucking
Secrets.
amazing album. Here's the thing, though.
Adam Hart
Dark
Mother.
Side of the
Don't
Moon.
forget the soundtrack to that French movie More,
Yes.
which came out in '69.
Yep. Now, here's the thing, though. Like, Dark
Love
Side of the Moon
Denial
is a
Song.
great album, but you know what? There's all these other albums that I think are, and no pun intended, eclipsed by Dark Side of the Moon. For those that know the music, that should be hilarious to you.
Yeah.
But the fact is that, again, like, Wish You Were Here to me is my favorite album. It just, I don't know, it connects to me. It's Floyd. It's Pink Floyd. And yes, Animals, again, my second favorite album, not only for the sound that it has, but the message that it brings with some of the tracks.
The storyline. Which, by
Really
the way, was inspired by the George Orwell novel Animal Farm. When you look that, you got to look that up.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, my
Wish You Were
favorite
Here
song
was also
of that
about
album is called Pigs,
Yes.
3 Different Kinds. I
Yeah.
love, dude,
That badass
it's so
tune.
hyped. So
It
hyped when I
is.
hear that song, because it's just, to me, it's fucking almost perfection. It's just the way it starts, the message, the
way they go after the businessman and that woman Mary Whitehouse, who went after some evangelist woman from England who went after their music for being drug influenced and stuff, I guess.
Yeah. Oh,
And let's not
there's so
forget
much in
also-
that song.
What the fuck? Alrighty then.
Okay. It's a little rude.
Okay. Wire, was that you?
Scott, how you doing?
No,
That's
oh
an
gosh,
intro for
I
Scott.
see.
It was an intro for Scott, Dr. Brown.
Oh yeah, I see. He's in the chat right now. What up, Scotty?
How are you, Dr. Brown?
Oh, we are pretty good. We're just talking about Pink Floyd and everything else included.
Hell yeah, man. It's my favorite band of all time.
Yeah, we was going to talk, Dave. We and Dave were talking about the stories behind the songs, and I was going to mention that "Wish You Were Here" was based on was about the music industry and the song.
Hey,
Welcome,
you White House. Ha ha.
and welcome to the machine. And the machine that referred. And the machine that is mentioned in the song "Welcome to the Machine" is the music industry. You know.
Yep. No,
Basically,
it's
you got to keep up.
so well done.
Yeah. You got to keep feeding that machine with more hit music, more hit records, more hit tours, more hit videos. It becomes a machine.
By the way, which one's pink?
Remember that? We mentioned that earlier as well.
I laughed the other day on your program there, Rose, when you were singing, "Hello, is there anybody out there? Is there anybody in there?" When nobody was answering you in the chat.
Yep.
You were
Is there
fucking.
anybody out there?
Fuck.
Just not if you can hear me. Is there anyone at home?
17 people watching, not a fucking word.
I think they were intimidated.
So, Scott McKinnon, give us your top 3 favorite
Yeah.
bands and your worst and favorite best concert experience.
Well, I only went to one concert ever, and that was Aerosmith. So I guess that's my best and worst.
Really?
Best of the
Really?
worst, if you will.
I saw Kim Mitchell live
Well,
in
give us
audience.
the year.
Wow,
we
that's
need the
something.
year.
I
of
saw
that.
Kim
The
Mitchell.
year. We need
Oh yeah,
the
got to
year
give
of
it up
that,
to
Scott.
him.
We need
Well, wait,
the
can
year.
I include hip hop concerts? Okay, well,
No,
D12.
no,
No.
no,
Okay.
no.
All right. Well, yeah, it's
Nigga,
just
please,
Aerosmith for rock then. Top three bands.
I don't know
Pink-
why you can't include hip hop concerts, because again, you were asking if I
Hip hop did
moshed.
emerge from rock and roll. When you think
No,
about
but hold
it.
on. Wire was asking if I moshed. Like, I'm sure that Scott was in the middle of a group of people that were like literally going nuts, and shit got kind of crazy. So there's the hip hop equivalent.
That's true.
Or am I incorrect there, Scott?
No, I mean, I would agree
Is
with that. I would agree with that. So, to be quite honest, yeah, see, Aerosmith was a big concert, though, like an outdoor concert with a lot of people, where the D12 shit was like indoors, but it was crowded. It was funner, though. I had a better time at D12 than I did at Aerosmith.
I would have liked to see April Wine. Never got to see them.
That's one of my dad's
Oh, I
favorites.
like
Oh
that
yeah,
band.
I got to give those
And the Eagles as well.
props to those guys as well. And by the way, you ever heard of Lawrence Hudd, Dave?
No.
No, he was the guy who originally wrote and recorded, signed it to Gypsy Queen, which
Oh yeah,
April Wine later
yeah,
did on
I
one of
know
their
that song for
albums.
sure.
Oh yeah, they just added an extra verse and added an extra slow solo during the middle section there.
What's his name?
Lawrence Hudd. It's the Lawrence name is pronounced a little. It's spelled a little bit different. Just you could probably type in the regular Lawrence and then Hudd afterwards. It'll probably come out with the regular what it's originally supposed to be spelled.
Okay, I see exactly what you're referring to. Yeah, I okay. Now that I'll just leave this tab open, but yeah, Sign of the Gypsy Queen. I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah,
That's a
1973. That
great
originally
song.
came. It is. It is. I couldn't agree more. In fact,
I
he was.
you know what? I want to do a separate show just with you.
Mhm.
Fuck YR, sorry
What the
YR.
fuck? What? Come on, bro.
But dude, like I want to talk Canadian rock. Maybe Scott should be there too, but Canadian fucking classic rock. Again,
Triumph.
April Wine.
Rush,
Fucking
baby, Rush.
The
Yeah,
Guess
exactly.
Who? The
man.
Guess Who?
Yeah,
Triumph.
Max
exactly.
Webster.
Right.
Yes.
This is the
Kim
place
Mitchell?
to
Yes,
talk about
exactly.
it, so.
Somebody
Bachman Turner
fucking
Overdrive.
understands my
Triumph?
soul.
Don't be a Chris Peeps, bro. We don't have to start in a whole nother thing and go.
Hey,
Come
don't
on.
get jelly.
who?
Don't get jelly.
This is
Billy
an
Ricky
established
should be here,
place.
really.
You know what?
Triumph,
This
remember
this
them?
guy gets
Scott
my heart,
McKinnon,
man.
you gotta have my
Gets my
back on
soul.
this. You gotta
Okay.
agree that this was my baby for a while, bro. Come on.
Yeah, it's your baby, and
Yeah.
he might be your husband, but I'm Joe Exotic, and
Yeah, well, no one's gonna listen, so.
Let me see.
well, you know what? Then maybe I'll just have a private conversation, and he can record it, put it on a Patreon, and make money off.
Maybe you can just go live on your channel right now.
Not really sure why Kyle Miller's not here, but okay.
How about
And,
you stop just being jelly, dude? Stop.
Okay.
So my
Not
top
you
three
guys.
favorites would have to be Buddy Holly, I'd say Muddy Waters, and Chuck Berry.
Scott, if someone came on your program and
Pioneers.
said, "Hey, I'm gonna do a show about UFOs and mythology," you would be pretty offended. You know?
Scott would be like, "Go for it, dude."
Yeah, I would enjoy that.
Space Rock. They have
Probably
to look
have
at
my-
Hawkwind for that one.
It's about a 9 or a 10. I'd probably put that in my hand and stroke it. I'd stroke its beans. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Dr. Brown.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm
Okay.
answering somebody. I'm answering somebody in the chat here.
Oh.
Mr. Strokel Bean wants to know if he was muted. Said no, you're still on, dude. Feel free to talk.
Yeah, man. Like, talk.
Yeah.
Interrupt us.
Come up with
How
something.
about now?
There you go. We hear you, dude.
Okay, yeah, you mentioned Triumph. You mentioned Guess Who.
Yeah.
How about Bachman Turner Overdrive?
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, baby.
Which
Oh,
came from
yeah.
the Guess Who. Definitely.
Yeah, and I don't know
Chilliwack.
shit compared to fucking Strokelbean or fucking Dr. Earl. I'm totally willing to admit that. You guys are beyond my.
And we also got to forget two of the prime
capability.
industrial music acts from Canada, Skinny Puppy and Frontline
Yeah.
Assembly.
Yeah,
Chilliwack.
that'd be a great. Another
Chilliwack.
great.
Oh my gosh, Chilliwack, man, damn.
Oh, dude, I know someone that actually did backup vocals for Chilliwack.
Wow,
Or I
really?
used to know.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, cool. And we can't forget this lady's name. Her name was Luba, if I'm correct. I remember there was this program that said that the CBC out of broadcast this thing every Friday night called "A Good Rockin' Tonight," which it would show artists from Canada like Lawrence Gowan, who took over Dennis DeYoung's spot in Styx. Remember
Yep.
that song "A Criminal Mind" from '85?
Yep.
Neil Young was originally from Kansas,
Yeah.
Canada.
Canada, yes, I remember hearing about that. It was Vancouver, I think it was, or Toronto, if I'm correct, or
I don't-
somewhere in Ottawa. I think it was in Ottawa, if I'm correct there. I got to look it up sometime here.
Neil Young was originally from Canada.
Yes, let's see if I can find him
Yep.
right now.
Blink 182.
Are they from Canada?
No.
Oh,
Some
okay.
41 is, though.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that's definitely.
Yeah, again, it's the same. It's the same genre type.
It
It's
is.
interchangeable. It's literally, pop.
It's a genre called
Pop
Justin
music.
Bailey, the Justin Bailey genre.
Soul
Yep.
members.
They're at was it Hot Topic?
Yeah, it was Toronto, Ontario, Canada, November of 1945.
Wow.
I mean, come on,
Of course,
guys.
you always had Gordon Lightfoot too.
Oh yes.
Yeah, another great talent.
Yeah. If you could read my mind, and plus my personal favorite, the record, the Edmund Fitzgerald, which was based on the true story there.
That
Yeah,
was my
that's an
favorite too.
amazing haunting tale.
Yeah.
It
Lake
is.
Superior, Michigan.
Dr. Brown, do you own, or this is a question for Dr. Brown and Dave Rose personally? Do y'all own a record player and or records?
I own records, but I no longer own a record player. It broke, so I'm eventually going to invest in one of these USB ones that I can just hook up to my computer and then, play it through either a media center or record it as an MP3. So
Oh. I have the opposite. I have a record player with a CD and a radio and a cassette player and I guess
nice.
yeah.
What
But
kind?
I
Is it
forgot the name, but
a Kai?
I've been played in a while. I think I'm looking at the brand name right now. It's
Danone. I think it's Danone.
Pile
No,
Vintage. I think it's called
Pioneer?
Pile Vintage, as in Gorbert Pile.
I'm not familiar with that
Oh,
brand.
Sadly,
Gomer
I
Pile
don't,
brand?
no, it's just Pile Vintage. That's what it says on the front here. I forgot it. I think maybe a different make, but it's been a while since I played it. But sadly, I have no vinyl. The only vinyl I have so far is Lusmore's Dark Matter album. And my sister ordered it for me through Amazon, because she's like, well, I got a vinyl record player now. You could probably get yourself some vinyl.
Yo, I can send you some vinyl, some classic Ken Morrison. It's good
Ken
tunes.
Ken Morrison.
Ken Morrison. Oh,
Ken
Van
Mor-
Morrison, my bad.
Van Morrison. I was gonna say, what the fuck?
No, he's making a jab at Ken.
I know, yeah.
Sorry about that, man.
okay.
Check out Foul Mouth Charlie. He's going up against Cronin again tonight.
Yeah.
Mr. Friday Night.
It was kind of funny when Triumph the dog called him Ken Morrison. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Dr. Brown, do
All
you
right.
have any? Do you have any bad horror rock stories? Like people, back in the day, they hated rock and rollers like yourself and stuff like that. Any negative experiences being a rock fan?
Well, the only one I remember so far was I mentioned last on the first episode. It was seeing the Andy Scott's suite. The thing. Remember the?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I was expecting to see the same suite that I saw back in 1990 at the Ritz, and then a couple years later they're playing this whole different lineup of suite with just the original guitar player and a whole bunch of strangers, and hearing this, it just sounded tame. It sounded dull. It sounded boring. It
Yeah.
just sounded more. And it just really made no sense. And when the singer said, "From Andy Scott's suite, we thank you all," and it's like, what the fuck? It wasn't billed as Andy Scott's suite. It was spelled as Sweet Reunion Tour. What the fuck?
Ladies and gentlemen, since all these big names are on this call right now, we're going to go ahead and just introduce it, Dr. Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Rocking Around the Table, new game show with rock and roll questions. Everyone on here, y'all ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
This was actually taken from basically a stolen bit from Street Smarts and JB's show. So this is a total ripoff of that, but
Street
rock and roll
Smarts and
question.
Stump the Dummy, basically.
Well, it's not like Jeopardy, but
Twitter
it's
account suspended, you fucking idiot!
What the
I'm
fuck?
the one who
Definitely
gets
some-
fucked up, and now I gotta worry about it being about somebody else somewhere.
What the fuck?
No
Sounded
idea.
like Joe.
It was Joe.
yeah. Was that new? What was that? That was weird. That JB stuff.
I think he's talking about the fact that his Twitter got suspended by this person who called herself Thunder Angel 454, which everybody has since reported her for doing that.
All right. Unless Rose wants to be, am I going to be the questionnaire here?
This is your show, dude.
Okay. Well, I was just
Here for
You
the
know,
ride.
You could probably ask us a question, see if all of us get it right.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Come on, Cam.
Well, are we ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we
I'm
go.
ready. Cam.
First question. We do a point system, point by point. Leonard Skinner had a massive hit with which song that was also the title of a film starring Reese Witherspoon, John Lucas, and Patrick Dempsey?
Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh. Dummy, give me that.
I think that's right.
Let me see. We're looking here in the.
Either that or Freebird.
We're looking here in the dialogues here.
No, there was no movie title Freebird.
Yeah,
Should have
that's
been.
true. Yep, you're right. Dr. Brown's correct there. It is Sweet Home Alabama. That's what the judges are coming up here with. And here we go. Here's question number 2, and this is gonna go. Actually, we're gonna twist it up here. Dr. Brown,
Yeah.
would you like to answer this question, or would you like to pick someone in the cast here to answer the question?
Well, I can ask the cast if they know the answer first before I answer. How about that?
All right. Here's the question: Who of the following was formerly a member of the British group The Hollies? David Crosby, Stephen Stills, Neil Young, or Graham Nash?
I got it.
Go ahead, Mr. Strokel.
Graham Nash.
There you go.
Yep, that is. Hold on. Let's see what the judges say. Judges, is that correct? Yep, that is correct there.
It is correct.
So that's 1 point for Strokelbean, 1 point for Dr. Earl. And Mr. Strokelbean, would you like to answer this next question, or would you like to pick someone to answer it?
Let's hear it, and I'll tell you.
Well, you actually did come up with the answer. So, the thing is, someone chime in with the answer. If you don't know it, then someone chime in with the answer. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, if you want to answer this one, or do you want to pick someone randomly to answer it?
I'll give it a try.
Okay. I am very happy to see you all here again. Our first act tonight is a band from Ireland, and they are going to perform very aptly, if I may say so.
The Beatles.
The boys are back in town. Please give a warm welcome to.
Thin Lizzy.
Booyah.
Let's see if the judges. Yep, that's correct. And Lizzie on that one. So
Guess
Strokelbean
who
is.
just got back today? Them wild boys who had been away.
We miss you, Phil Lynott.
Yep.
You were taken from us too soon.
All right, guys, are you all ready?
Let's not make this
okay.
easy.
All right, guys. What is the longest performing rock band in history?
Oh, easy answer.
I'm going to go with the Stones.
That's what I was going to say.
So was I.
Hold on.
Rolling Type.
It's a good thing about being prepared, It shows professionalism.
Hold on, we're having a little technical difficulties here, ladies and gentlemen. But
It's got to be the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, I agree as well.
no, it is the Beatles.
What?
Wait a minute.
Why?
Yeah,
No.
right.
You dork.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, that's right. That is right.
Kinks are close.
Here we go. Def Leppard started in 1978 in Sheffield, England, but did not find major commercial success until their third album with Mutt Lange, Hysteria. What was the first album called, which brought only limited attention to the band?
Oh, man.
On Through the Night, 1980.
Judges, is that?
Don't tell me this. Oh,
That is
wow.
correct. That's 100%
Holy
confirmed.
fuck.
I knew that album, but I didn't know that was the first one.
Holy shit. Fucking Dr. Earl fucking knows it.
And here's the next question. Ronnie James Dio was never a member of which band? Black Sabbath, Rainbow, or Deep Purple?
Deep Purple.
Let me see. Judges say, is that correct on Dr. Brown? Can we confirm that tonight? Oh, yeah.
Holy fuck.
Dr. Brown is in the lead, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, the three singers for Deep Purple was, of course, Ian Gillan, David Coverdale, and for one while they had Jolene Turner.
He gets another point for that.
I know. I was just,
Ding, ding.
thinking that, dude.
Ding,
Little
ding,
bonus
ding.
point.
Speaking of rock and roll, name this Irish guitarist and blues rock singer who died in 1995. Is it Billy Idol, Ian Gillan, Gene Simmons, or Rory Gallagher?
Rory Gallagher.
Roy Gallagher.
See
Strokelbean
here.
has it.
Let's
Yep, he
see,
does.
and the judges say, oh,
Booyah.
I knew
Strokelbean.
the other three were still around.
Yep.
Yeah,
Formed in Pasadena, California in 1972. This rock band is still going strong. Hot for Teacher was a hit for this band. Which band?
Van Halen.
Yep.
Let's see.
Strokelbean got it.
Judges say. Yep, that is correct. Confirmed, 100%.
Yep.
Mm.
I am the Lizard King. I can do anything.
Dave Grohl is known as the nicest man in rock. Which of these bands has he not performed a song with? Which bands has he not performed a song with? Scream, Foo Fighters, Nirvana,
Foo Fighters.
The
Scream.
Darkness,
Scream.
Scream.
or The Darkness.
Oh,
Y'all say Scream?
I said yes as well.
The band Scream?
Yeah.
yeah, I'll stick with that.
Let's see here, and the judges say
Oops.
that is 100% deconfirmed. It's The Darkness he's never
Hmm.
performed with. That's interesting.
The Scream.
It's
Yeah,
one of-
talking about the band Scream because I didn't know he played for that drum for that group.
Well, yeah. 100% confirmed. This woman married to George Harrison and later Eric Clapton was the subject of such classic songs such as Layla and Wonderful Tonight.
Oh.
Marian Faithfull, Dusty Springfield, Patty Page, or Tony Ferguson.
Number Purple.
Letter 3.
3.
Indeed.
You want to get froggy?
I was thinking of somebody else.
I thought it was the other
I was thinking of somebody else.
Patty
It's
Boyd.
Patti LaBelle, yeah.
Patty Boyd.
Way to go, Scott McKinnon. Way to go.
Ah, you're right, YR. He was in the
Oh,
band
shit.
called
McKinnon, what's
Scream.
on your mind tonight?
I see.
You gonna take over the Mars stream?
Probably.
Really?
At least the last 2 hours.
Are you serious though? You know, last week's stream was like the highlight of. Fat Mouth Kenny joined the stream. How you doing?
Oh my gosh.
No, seriously, Scott. Let's do something tonight. Trying to dabble or
I got a half of a joint.
I
my
have
name.
a fucking
To my name.
I have a fucking swimsuit and a fucking snorkel and a pair of goggles for you. We can dive.
Then you flippers.
We can dive. Definitely dive. Dr. Brown, what was on your note? You had some notes tonight, some special sidebars.
Well, not with I know the ones I had.
What are they
so-
called? What is it called? Brown bars, brown sidebars.
Brown sidebars? Not that I know
Yeah.
of. That's a new one.
Well, it's a new meme. So it's basically bullet points you brought up, stuff you want to discuss on the side.
Yeah, I was doing. Yeah, what doesn't it piss you off when a band like, say, you heard about what's going on with Journey, right? Their bass player and their drummer Ross Mallory and Steve Smith just got booted out of the group because they were trying to attempt a coup over the band and their production
Right.
management, Nightmare Productions.
Wait, Dr. Brown, we're gonna need your opinions also on the you were on the program last week.
Yes.
The Chris Peeps.
I never really met. I never met. Chris
Well, no, you
Peeps.
were on a show though. You were on a JCS program last week, and you were around some. You definitely went into some waters that were nice,
Well, which
entertaining
water?
waters.
Which waters?
What?
Stick to the program now.
No, I'm just saying. Dr. Brown. Just don't forget. Can you jot that down? Because that's where I was bringing it up.
Who, Chris Peeps?
Well, no, not that particular issue, but you were on a program last week or whatever, and you did that. You were into some waters.
Trying to get some dick, my nigga.
No, Dr. Brown, you really were. You were swimming in some waters last week. You know what I'm saying?
Which waters?
the drama waters, bro. They were choppy, and you asked Cronin for like a life vest. He threw it to you. You know what I'm saying? The ring, the ring or whatever.
The last time I was on any of Joe's programs was last Friday. It was I think it was may have been last Friday. When I was
No,
talking
you were on
about
Throwdown, Brown. You were on Throwdown.
Oh, this past Throwdown? Yeah.
Yeah, you were on that program. So you were in some waters. Joe Cronin throw you a floaty.
Yeah.
You came up ashore, but you did dive, and that's what I was trying to say. I wanted to dabble with you about it. Like maybe after this program, particularly maybe with Scott if he's down. Maybe,
Ladies and gentlemen, apparently according to Simo in the chat, the Friday Night Wars have begun.
What do you mean?
Sorry.
Can I?
The government puts way too much food in their weed. They leave food in it, and it makes it very strong, very raspy to smoke.
Yo, Dr. Brown, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I had that on my mind real quick. If you're free after this program, me and Scott and you, we can do a little program.
Okay.
What were you saying about Richie Blackmore or whatever?
What did I say about Richie Blackmore? I was kind of distracted what you were saying earlier before that. Well, I was just saying that.
Like you're talking about Chad Hoagie, and you're talking about
Chad Hoagie?
What?
You're not making no damn sense, man.
Come on, Ken. I'm not doing it.
What about Christopher Hodgins?
Christopher Hodgins?
Yeah, he used to play backup like rhythm for Derek and the Dominoes.
I don't think he was.
Go ahead, Dr. Brown. I'm sorry.
He was never in the Derek and the Dynamos. That was
who? Chris Hodgins?
No, he was. Do I know of?
Who was Chris Hodgins?
I never heard of it. What? Chris Hodge. Spell his last name for me.
You know that he can't spell, and plus he's playing you. He's trying to joke on you.
Hodgins.
He doesn't want to fucking
H-O-G.
Just admit it. Well,
How's his name spelled again, dude?
Hodgins.
Hodgins. I think I spelled it wrong. Is it H-O-G-E-N-S?
Yes.
Let's see what we've got here.
The Minnesota area. Scott,
there we go.
What?
The ones I got here is no, he's not a celebrity, but just profiles on either LinkedIn or on Facebook or BakerMcKenzie.com or something like that.
Remember, the drummer Derek Lazowski?
Derek Lazowski?
What is it? Yeah,
Derek Lebowski?
Just curious, didn't Dwayne Allman play with Derek and the Dominoes?
Yes, he did.
See, Derek Lebowski, that's his name, Derek and the Dominoes. They started in Vegas or whatever, right? Derek Lebowski is the singer of Derek and the Dominoes, bro.
No, that was Eric Clapton.
Wait, that's what I'm saying. Derek, wasn't he backup singer or something?
No, I'm looking at Derek and the Dominoes right now on Wikipedia. And it said right here, it said um,
That's Eric's voice.
Eric Clapton, Bobby Whitlock, keyboardist, bassist Carl Radell, and drummer Jim Corden, and of course Dwayne Allman. That was it. There
That was
no
a phenomenal album.
yeah. And for the record, it was
Dr. Brown,
Eric.
go ahead. Dr. Brown.
And by the way, for the record, it was for the record, it was why is interrupting? And for the record, it was Eric Clapton that was in love with George Harrison's wife.
Right.
That was that inspired the song Layla right there. He did eventually marry her years on down the line.
Yo, you gotta get this on.
All right, so so what's the YR doing right now?
Yo, Chris Hodgins. No, I was getting a sip of water. Chris Hodgins. Did you see him on Chris Hodgins and Derek Lebowski? That's what I'm saying.
I don't really know who Chris Hodgins is. Sorry to say. I tried looking him up, and the name does not ring a bell. I never think I've ever met a Chris Hodgins.
Interesting. Well, he's in the Minnesota area, but
No.
go ahead, Dr. Brown. What was your bullet points?
My bullet points.
Or you had a side piece on that. You had a little side action. You had an 8-piece going on the side. Go ahead. Dr. Brown, this is your show too.
Wait, but you need to elaborate more on what you're talking about. Instead of
Like, didn't he say you had notes or whatever too?
well, the only notes I have are on my screen up here. I loaded up for the main topic here, the concert ticket overpriced, and that's about it. I have a couple of them here. And I already gave my opinion about the whole thing. You know, basically, as I mentioned, the reason they're going up so high is because of the stage costs, the backup dancers, the road crew, the security staff for these shows, and plus, I guess some of it has to pay the concert venue that they play in for, like they do pay clubs at times.
Right.
So the best thing for me is, you know, does not go see these shows, you know, unless it's a band you absolutely do want to see. Like if Judas Priest and Iron Maiden were to do a tour together, definitely would check them out because two of the great metal god bands out there are touring together for the first time ever. And who wouldn't, what classic metalhead like myself would be an idiot to miss out on this. But however, it would be best if it was at the concert. Tickets would be $50 each, sadly. So,
well, Dr. Brown, did you want to go to the Mars Mirror program and join those guys? And we can do it.
All right,
we can maybe do another program here in a couple of days or something.
All right, definitely, yes. Find out different topics. We could talk about. I got a suggestion for the next program. When classic bands are now left down to one original member with a bunch of strangers backing them up, because that has happened a couple times.
And let's stay strong, guys. Let's not have Dave Rose try to make a new rock show. Come on, man. Come on, Rose, bro. This is the place to come to for rock and roll music. Yeah. Not doing your own sideshow to, like, please don't be a fucking peeps, man.
I think he left.
It, dude. You think he'll be fine, Brown? You think it'll be cool?
Yeah, it'll be cool, yeah.
All right. Do you like Dave Rose?
Yeah, I like Dave Rose. He's a cool guy.
He does know a lot about like music too. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, we got to do a salute to Canadian rock as well in honor of Neil Peart. Sometime.
Yeah, that could be a Dave Rose program with you. Like he can, you know what I'm saying? Like we can do it, but like he can be the host of it because like that's his thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'll be good, Canadian. Like that's two people to need for Canadian rock. But let's join. Are you gonna join the Mars Mirror program here?
Yes, I am.
All right, I'm gonna join too. Let's end our streams, and we'll probably go live here in a couple of days, maybe Sunday. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
Okay, then definitely.
Maybe
anything
Monday
musical, I'd like to come in.
Oh yeah,
everything.
Next
we'll be
time
live.
we'll definitely call you. Definitely Stroke a Bean. We'll definitely call you.
We don't want to do like too long of streams, right, Brown? So we want to do enough so people can actually listen to the whole thing. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, but this one was special because we got into a lot of interesting topics here for this program.
we can do a big mega stream maybe soon, and have just go hours. I want to get like Ken or Joe on. Maybe you can. Maybe Dr. Brown, you can reach out to Joe Cronin tonight on
Yeah,
his program, and
probably
maybe
could, maybe. Yeah,
maybe you
yeah.
can plug
I'll
maybe you can
probably, I'll
plug the
probably,
show.
yeah, but I'll probably call in later on Discord if the time's available there, if I'm not put on
Would
hold for a long period of time.
Would you want to maybe plug the show over there to Joe?
I definitely tell him that. Definitely would
Yes.
plug the show because he did say that he's welcome to plug any other channels as well.
All right. Well, that'll be good, Dr. Brown. Let's go ahead and go to the Mars Mirror station over
Okay,
there, the Mars
okay.
Mirror program, Mr. Friday Night.
Mr. Friday Night,
And
Mars Mirror is live right now. We're going to go join him. Me, Scotty, and YR is going to join in, hang out for a while. And Dave
And I'll
says,
talk to you guys later.
all right, have a good